You guys want to help him, help me. Okay, Neighborhood Board 24 is starting the meeting. First off, call to order, we will have Vice Chair Haupu, Judah Pulevehe. If you choose.
Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening in fervent prayer. We ask you to go before all of our presenters this evening, our HPD, Fire Department, Ocean Safety, as they share them with us this evening. Pray for those who are presenting this morning this evening to the board and our community members, that we can always move forward on behalf of our community. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
There you go.
No, it's not on the agenda. Okay, city emergency and first responders report. We got HFD first up. You guys want to get the agenda before the meeting?
Is it gonna be like that?
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Oh, ready? Sorry, Cap Gowan, KO Gowan, Wai'anae Fire Station. Got some statistics for you guys for the month of August. Fires, we had 0 structure fires, 3 wildland brush, 14 nuisance fires. For information, nuisance fires include rubbish fires, outside a structure or a vehicle fire. And activated alarms without any fires, that was 2. Emergencies, we corresponded with EMS, medical, 130. MVC or motor vehicle collision with pedestrian, 0 for August. Motor vehicle crash collision, 1. 1 mountain rescue, no ocean rescues, and 1 hazardous materials incident. Our fire safety tip for August: emergency notifications and resources, understanding how you'll be alerted during urgent emergencies and knowing where to find accurate official information is a key part of being prepared. Learn more at honolulu.gov/dem/stay-informed. Some recommended alert methods: opt-in alerts. These will notify individuals who have signed up to receive alerts via text, email, or app push notifications based on user preferences. Alerts are not sent based on location. 1, systems include HNL Alert and official government social media. 2, sign up at hnlalert.gov to receive notifications. 3, alerts may be shared by official, city, state, and trusted partner accounts. Secondly, public alert and warning systems. These systems deliver urgent life-saving information during immediate threats to public safety. In Hawaii, this includes 1, emergency alert system, EAS. 2, wireless emergency alerts, WEA. 3, outdoor warning sirens, depending on the emergency. One or more of these systems may be activated. At the same time, we'd like to encourage everybody, don't necessarily wait to be told by authorities to do something. And definitely have a plan in place beforehand, right? Try and rehearse that plan. Make sure your family are aware of that plan, and please refresh it as needed, right? You can be trapped in a pretty bad situation on this coast, right? We all know that. But open this up to any questions.
Okay, if you have any questions, come up to the microphone. Can you form a line, please?
Aloha, fire. City fire. We have 2 questions actually.
State your name, please.
Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, okay. Didn't hear me in the beginning. Aloha, I got 2 questions actually. Last week Tuesday, the brush fires along the Mount Makaha, Keawe, and Keawaula, all in one afternoon. was there any perpetrators, firebugs was cited for the fires? That's one question. Let's answer the first question before I go to the next.
All right, for your first question, you asked regarding some recent fires over out in Makaha, Keawa Beach area. I'm not certain about any fires beyond that side, more towards Keawaula. But we just drove by the two fires earlier today to kind of double check. I recently got back to Wai'anae Fire Station. I was HFD's public information officer for the last 6 months. But I listened to the fire. I wasn't there in person. I believe there were reports that some passerbys witnessed some activity. I am not certain on whether or not any of that was confirmed. On the fire side, we don't concern ourselves too directly with those types of investigations. Whether more so when it's concerned with residential structure firefighting, our investigators will show up to kind of determine the origin and the cause. And then if it was deemed to be related towards arson, then we'll get HPD involved. But there's no enforcement side on HFD side as far as running any kind of investigations that would locate any perpetrators. Let me know if that answered your question.
Thank you, Captain. Second question, yeah, that's going to be transferred to the HPD as far as if any perpetrator. The second question, we worry about our first responders that's out there always responding. And I'm concerned is when there's an injured firefighter with first responder in a fire truck, is there any type of other reported investigation that goes outside of instead of in-house, but will be outside of what happened to the injured firefighter? It can be any type of cause or whatever it may be, form, fit, or function, but an injured first responder is very crucial. I'll be sharing some other things on the community concern, but outside of to be outside any other expansion of the investigation beyond in-house, is there any? Thank you.
All right. So with that, any kind of accident involving city vehicles or equipment, there's going to be an investigation done, and it'll range between emergent and non-emergent. Now, if we're considering in this, in an accident, somebody gets hurt, there's going to be a further investigation where EMS is involved, HPD is involved for sure. And on our side, all our different departments are going to run investigation as well. Most importantly, we're going to make sure that the firefighter that's involved is taken care of. And hopefully that answers your question.
Safety outside of the.
Uncle Austin, you gotta talk in the mic, and remember, there's now one conversation between you two. You gotta address the chair.
Thank you, Chair,
Okay.
for straightening me. I appreciate that. What about the OSHA? Will they be communicated as well to look into the aspects of the injury and the outcome of the incident that injured the first responder?
Yeah, simplest, on our side, our internal investigation is going to get our OSHO department, or our OSHO section involved, yeah.
Thank you. That's all I got. He answered the question.
Thank you. Anybody else in person? You gotta go to the microphone. That's the procedure. Go to the mic, state your name, and then you can ask your question.
My question is, are we just talking about fires or just all problems?
State your name, brother.
My name Thomas. Good citizen.
This is a meeting about everything that's on the agenda will be addressed tonight. So if you have any questions for HFD, HPD when they're presenting, you can ask your question. So right now is HFD.
Just fire.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else in person? Okay, we're gonna go.
Chair, I have one. Oh, can I?
Go ahead.
Hey, Captain, we appreciate HFD as well as HPD and all that. But my question is, does the department now deploying what you call it? Those drones Are you guys deploying drones as well now? You
Yeah,
guys
we have an
drones?
unmanned aerial vehicle group. And so they'll be utilized to kind of, not more so during, let's say in the context of brush fire, wildfire. Obviously, if we need aerial resources, we're going to have Air One doing the water drops. So we're not going to ever really be flying our conflicting air assets. So it's going to be one or the other. For wildfire, usually when the drones come out, it's to kind of get an assessment of the affected areas. And it has a camera on to kind of look for hot spots that we might have to go chase down. Otherwise, other means the UAV group does well is for hiking rescues, water rescues, serving after structure fires, things of that nature. But yeah, we do have a working drone group with
Thank you. I'm
HFD.
glad you guys do. Mahalo.
Okay, thank you. I have Johnny May online. Johnny May, go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. The question I have, and I have reported it to the cities. This address, if you could memorize it and write it down, 85157 Wai'anae Valley Road. It's a vacant home, 2-story, tons and tons of trash bags. It's just ready to be lit. Thank you.
Sorry, was there a question though? Just to,
That's it. Reporting that. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Johnny May. Cross Crab, go ahead.
Hello, Captain. I just wanted to quickly clarify in regards to the nuisance fires you reported, especially the ones related to trash. Are those purposeful or accidental fires?
Are you talking when I brought up the August stats for nuisance fires?
Yes.
We won't usually investigate whether or not they were purposefully started. Obviously, if it extends to something where it caused damage to something structural or something of monetary value, it'll require a little bit more of an investigation. But for these more determined nuisance fires, we don't necessarily have the resources dedicated to be able to fully look through each and every incident.
Okay. Thank you.
Hope that answered. Yeah.
Okay, coming back in person. Anybody else in person? Okay, thank you, HFD. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Board.
Aloha. Okay, now we have HPD up.
Thank you, HFD.
Hi, good evening. Corey Makino, District 8 Community Policing Team. Online with me is also Sergeant Fumi Moroka and Corporal Roland Pagan. The statistics for the month of July in the Wai'anae area. Motor vehicle thefts for our district, we had 22. Wai'anae had 3. Burglaries was 11. Wai'anae had 6. Thefts was 109 for the district, and Wai'anae had 19. Unauthorized entry to motor vehicle, we had 20 in the district and 5 in the Wai'anae area. Traffic violations, speeding, 12 citations, moving violations, 340. Parking violations was 57. Total citations issued was 649. Protocols for service in the Wai'anae on our district is 8,758. Total calls in the Wai'anae area was 1,585. To follow up on the fire question, I just looked it up, and as of this time, during the month of July, no arson cases was generated in the Wai'anae area, which basically means that we couldn't prove that any of those fires were intentionally set, or we have no suspect in a name at this time or anything. And also follow up for last month's questions regarding the stray dogs. We are trying to work with Humane Society, the HHL. Right now on Humane Society, they're understaffed. But we're trying to do our best. We're kind of realizing that this stray dog issue is becoming an issue in a lot of our areas in our district. So right now we're trying to formulate a solution that we can do. Fortunately, with HPD side, we don't have that much the equipment or manpower to go looking for these dogs, but we are trying to work with DHL to see what we can do. Other than that, any questions, comments, or concerns?
Okay, in person, if you have questions, come to the mic.
Yes, we do. Thank you for the update as far as all the stray dogs that over in Makaha, KL's Keeley Drive. There's apparently feral already because they're having puppies out there being born. And something has to be done about all this type of things. Humane Society is overburdened. Our HPD is beyond their scope already because you folks don't attack. Go ahead and rescue these dogs. You guys, the jail cells is made for the public, the perpetrators, offenders, not for dogs. So if the Humane Society is getting any kind of funding from the city, that should be cut. Seriously. And over at on the other side, the Windward side, I just had a friend. He was affected by dogs, hunting dogs. He lost goats and 200 ducks in one evening. So there's a problem with dogs attacking livestock. Even my own property at KL's, we have losses. So what is the solution to this? We need a task force, whether it's going to be the city, law enforcement, state, DLR, and DLE to be enforcement on this until a human's going to be attacked by these feral dogs. It's not hunting dogs, it's feral already. They're loose up there in the mountains. So HPD, thank you so very much. And also the fires, I was hoping someone had caught the perpetrator for setting up the 3 fires at across from Macau. 2 telephone poles across my ag property in Ke'au. 2 telephone poles away burnt an acre worth. In Ke'awaula, 3 fires. So the solution on that, it can't be found. The KL Beach Park camping area, they need to lift all and cancel all camping permits. There'll be no open fires at all. That'll be the solution. So this thing has to be conveyed. Thank you.
Thank you. Come to the mic. State your name.
Hello, my kako. Pikachu shoved it there live for you guys on Facebook. Officer, I have a question for you. Were you there La Hoi Hoi in Thomas Square, where I got to film your new police chief hold hands with every single Kanaka Maoli in a single circle, say uomao ke'ea oka aina ikapono, and say Hawaii pono i. This haole has no idea what he is singing with all of us. So it's a great thing, but I put it on Olelo TV. I want to let you all know. I sent this to the police commissioners, so Lori Foster knows, the mayor knows, and I want to support you guys' SRO program coming up. There's also a couple things also bring up human trafficking. We call it a pedophile on Instagram. You can see it in Nanakuli. We also bring up the Peter Boy case because you know I'm against child trafficking. The family did sell it for $3 million, so that's coming out. You may not see it on news, but it's on the Jeff system, and this is all reported in the police commissioners meeting for tomorrow. And with my 1:11 left, I'm not sure if you know this, officer, but you guys approved Pikachu Shall Be a Billionaire to be on the CPA. That's not an accountant. It's a Citizens Police Academy. Woo! Oh yeah, Mahoy. It's going to be Pikachu Shall Be a Billionaire right there, August 18th, 19th, being trained by the police officers. I have to wear shoes. You cannot wear slippers. So we're going to be there. So to improve all the good stuff that you're doing through the Hawaiian Kingdom, through Keapunio Ko Wai'anae, because I saw the 220th graduation. And we had cop before. So the person I was afraid of becoming a new cop who ran away from the fire police officers and the Salcedo sons was injured. And the person who caused that liability tried to run away to the police force. So we talked to Chief David Lazar, and he did not pass because of a background check. And Chief David Lazar, when you hear his speech opening, says, we must be more Hawaiian. We must understand the Hawaiian culture, the Hawaiian language, the Hawaiian people, and it's already the law, HRS 5-7.5. So mahalo nui loa, and welcome to Keapunio Ko Wai'anae. Aloha oi. Chihu! Yeah, you.
Okay, anybody else in person? I'll go online. Okay, Joe, go ahead.
Officer,
Name Thomas Matias Jr. Oh shit, oh my bad, you guys. First time, you guys, first time. A little bit short, that's why. Anyways, I just here because, we get, the Lulule Beach Park, which is by Pokai Bay. It just opened up, the bathroom been closed for like a year and a half, and finally it opened up, and 2 days later, the thing was closed down due to the homeless people that live right over there, they call it sewers. I know it's the homeless people, I mean, they're the one clogging the toilets, and then after about 3 days later, the bathrooms finally went open up again, and that thing went closed right back down due to the same problem. So is there anything we can do about the homeless people out here? Yeah, you know what I mean? We pay a lot of taxes, they pay no taxes.
So yeah,
That's all I get for today. Thank you, guys.
So I know once the restrooms open, I know we're patrol officers, they're supposed to be making routine checks of the parks 24 hours. Again, they do respond to calls, but they've been making checks. But again, anybody from the community sees anything suspicious, hears anything, we do encourage to just call it in. But yeah, we are gonna I'm gonna forward this, let our patrol officers know as well. But yeah, they're being told to make routine checks of the park from here on.
Appreciate it. Yeah, cause I went there the other day and there was like 3 homeless people. I went kick them out. I'm like, brother, this not where you guys live. This some public restroom. Kids come in here. Sometimes I go into Pokai Bay bathroom and get chronics, all 5 of them smoking dope inside there, and get kids that walk in there. That's no good.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Okay, we're going online to Johnny May. Johnny May,
Uh,
go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. First of all, announcement, the police chief is coming to Wai'anae Camp on August 26th from 6 to 8 p.m. August 26th from 6 to 8 p.m. Police chief will be there. Next question is, I've reported and I've seen 3 police cars go to the address of 85157 Wai'anae Valley Road. It is still becoming a problem. Next, the 911 call of the 1585, how much is non-urgent? Last question, you reported at Makakilo Neighborhood Board 639 parking violation and Y9 57. Is that 639 part of Department of Hawaiian Homelands? Thank you.
For the parking violations, we just our stats just show the area, so we don't know exactly the streets or locations for that parking complaints. So yeah, I kind of answered that question. What was your other question? Sorry.
Out of the 1585 911 calls, how much of that is not urgent? And the other one was about the address 85157 Wai'anae Valley Road. There was 3 police officers came to that abandoned home, and it's getting worse. Okay, thank you.
So I believe if the officer's been there, they should be the patrol guys know about the situation of it being abandoned. Is there an owner or somebody of that house that you know of?
No, it's abandoned. It looked like it was gonna be vacation rental, but it's abandoned and it's getting worse.
Okay, I'll pass the information to the patrol officers and see what we can do with that. As
And
far
I'm
as
gonna,
the
yeah, okay, go
calls,
ahead.
the number of calls, urgent calls, yeah, we don't have the statistics on whether it was emergency or non-emergency. We just our statistics right now just have the number of total calls that we have in our district.
It'd be nice to have non-urgent. 311 does work and it should cut down the 911 calls, but it'd be nice to know how much is non-urgent. Thank you.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
I'm gonna recognize Corporal Pagan. He's in person and he will speak on questions.
Okay, thank you, Corporal Pagan, Honolulu Police Department, District 8 Community Policing. In regards to the abandoned home, unfortunately, if it is abandoned, you can call DPP and have them do something about the property. HPD cannot go and kick people off of a property without the owner of the property being there for us to kick them off. If we don't know who the owner is, we'll go down there to see if illegal activity is going on, but if people are just hanging out there, we actually don't have authority to kick somebody off of the property. If it's a fire hazard, like Johnny may have mentioned regarding a bunch of trash and stuff like that, then HFD can actually find the owner. But then again, you got to find the owner. So it makes it a little bit more difficult in that sense. I think that was the only other one that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Corporal Pagan. Appreciate you. Okay, next up is,
Chair, I have a question.
I get somebody online that's been waiting patiently, so I was gonna take her online. No more hand. Oh, Kahau. Go ahead, Kahau.
You're muted, Kahal.
Calamine. You can hear me now.
Yes.
Okay.
State your name.
I am Kaylee Nikahau. I am with the Waters Group and I work with, our agency works with the homeless along the coastlines of Wai'anae and many coastlines around the area. But I wanted to address sewers area. I was there today. We do a lot of documentation with the homeless in that area. So I used the bathroom today over there. So I think it's a city issue because the bathroom was working. Sometimes it doesn't work and sometimes it doesn't. So I think it's like a clogged issue. But I wanted to let the people know that there are a lot of through the help of my organizations and community partners, some of those homeless people are getting put into shelters or into housing right now. But I think that bathroom, I understand what the gentleman was saying, it gets clogged. So I think it's a city, like it's a plumbing issue. It's not necessarily with the homeless per se. Cause I used that bathroom today. I went there today to deliver. I did outreach. Mahalo.
Okay, in person, Joe, and then Joe was waiting, and then you, Coco.
Officer Makino, is it true that a District 8 officer shot at a dog in Kalailoa and it died?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not too sure exactly when. I think it was last month. As far as the status of the dog, I'm not aware right now whether it died or not.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Coco, go ahead, and then Nani.
Thank you, HPD. We appreciate you guys. My question was, so like I get two questions. The first one was, is HPD, especially on the Wai'anae Coast, has been stopping the manufacturing of ghost guns? Because there are a lot of young teenagers that are getting these ghost guns, the parts from Amazon and all that, and you know they're making it. And so that's my first question. And the second question was, this past Saturday, because I live up well, Wai'anae Valley Homestead, and there's this place like right when you pass Puhonua Wai'anae, it's chronic for freaking burnouts. And this past Saturday, I don't know what they was doing, but they was just burning out, and I was stuck actually stuck the traffic. And you get all our people ranting, and they're like having a blast, but get all the opala over there from the burn rubber, and smoke and clouds of that burnt rubber, like that's toxic going into the air. So, I know people they love that, but to me that's ignorance on our people, and so I called it in. So my question was, did anybody get arrested or anybody got cited because HPD came up over there? Or I hope you guys came up there. And that's my second question. And we get Senator Cordovia, if there's a way we can pass on law, because we need to stop this behavior. Guys might be getting pissed off at me, but hey, If you like, go burn out in front of your own house. You know what I mean? Don't be burning out if you know, so it's just the ignorance of our people. So Senator,
Yeah, as far as burning out, if the officer, it's like a regular violation, traffic. If the officer does witness, he can issue that citation. As far as that night, it happened. If they responded, I'm not too sure if anybody was cited or if any arrest was made. But yeah, burnouts, yeah, if officer, it's like a rare violation, an officer can issue a citation for that.
that area talking about,
sorry, what's your-
that's a
your second
chronic
question?
area right there. They're always doing that over there.
Yeah.
Mike Eli, go ahead.
Michael Eli. Wai'anae Kai, get an abandoned vehicle and van. The thing was up there for like 2 months. Nobody live in them. Looked like somebody tore them and dump them. And then in the creek, I don't know what they're doing in the creek. You know, right below the Wai'anae Kai, get the gate. They guys stay inside there, but get guys farming and stuff over there. They're taking care, but get like tow trucks going there, cars going there. I mean, somebody got to go check what get inside there. Because the last time was all chop shop inside there. Then they got rid of all the cars. They will block the road. Now get these guys inside there, probably claiming land and taking care, but we don't know what else they're doing in there. Because I don't like going there and they get gone. And I tell them guys off. And I tell them, cuz what you guys doing here? Then they gonna bust out their gun. You know what I mean? So that's not my job for go check what they're doing in there. That's the police, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to get shot. I try to live. But you guys gonna go check over there. Mahalo.
You happen to know the address or the
Sorry, what
close
location is
proximity
that?
of an address?
Sorry, what's the location?
Below Kahala Farm. Get the gate
Or
right
street
there.
name?
I don't know what is that street. Wai'anae Valley Road. The bottled water supply, little bit going tunnel over there. But they block them, but now
Wai'anae Valley.
those are the road. Now they can go inside access. They get their own access inside there. The old like Kahala Farm used to run over there before when I was a kid. Kahala Farm used to run down there by the creek. But they don't run down there now. Somebody else is running them, other people.
Yeah, that's part of DHHL, Mikey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We call it Beverly's Creek.
Okay, after Nani, Auntie Kalea, go let you talk. Nani, go ahead.
Aloha no e kamaka'i he ninau ka'u e pili ana I ka palapala mana'o ho'oko. Ahia ka wā hope loa I nāna aku I ke la palapala no ka ho'oia, no ka ho'ololi paha ana I mea e palekana ia kako na sivila. And ovai, a me ovai na kanaka, ovai ka mea I ai I ka no ka sivila, ka palekana o na sivila. O ia na.
Pua, you can interpret that for the rest of us. No? Okay. Auntie Kale, your turn.
Aloha, Kale Salcedo. You know, this is one of the things I want to add right now, since we're on this HPD team. You know, we're on this HPD, yeah? To understand each other, we have to be transparent. So if you're going to, Aoli Pilikia, you're going to talk in Kanakama Oli, please translate, because we have some people in here do not understand, okay? So we're going to have respect for our community that's in a room too, you know, because when I was young,
Auntie Kale,
Okay.
address me
Okay.
so that there's
The
no.
thing is, that is what needs to be done. We got to work all together, okay? So, and as for the addressing for the pillouts, If you see them, videotape them, brother. You know why? That's how we got the attention. I care how we want videotape. And we sent it to HPD. We had sent it to each person. That's how ours one got addressed. So see something, say something. Because if you don't say something and expect HPD to go up there and they don't see nothing, it's only going to get one circle, just going recycle. Just keep over and over. We can be not the problem, but we got to understand if you have the evidence, they will respond in an accurate time to settle things. Yeah. So as for the dogs, like I said, I understand we're all concerned about animals, but I will tell you right now, if that dog come for attack me at this time, I will shoot him because there is a leash law. Okay. I've been attacked by 2 dogs on my own premises. Okay. My own premises. But they returned the dog back to the owner. That dog tasted human blood, should have been put down. So I'm glad that HPD is doing their best to control everything. But we got to remember, if it happens in a park and stuff like that, you should only have to bring to them. We should bring it to a councilwoman. But sister and brothers, I only really care, but I just concerned. You know what I'm saying? Because our kids, not all of them can speak Kanaka Maoli. Yeah. Mahalo.
Chair, I'd like to address you on this matter, please, real quick. I will speak English from this point forward.
Okay, so you're not going to address
I'm
Auntie-
addressing you.
Okay,
Aye. Yeah, in
No,
regards
go
to
ahead.
this, from this moment forward, my request
problem.
is to have a Kanaka Olelo Hawaii for this situation. Because I can speak and others cannot. There needs to be somebody here to kako'o all of us. I agree with you. It is not my job to translate for everybody. It is the city and county, it is the state's job
No,
and
not
city
the
and
state.
county,
It's city
and
count-
city
this
and
city-
county,
this
all
is
of them.
city.
It's the leadership, the system's job to provide a Kanaka Olelo Hawaii in all of our spaces so that we all can understand. And at the same time, it is all of our jobs to learn the language of this space, regardless of what ethnicity you come from. Mahalo.
So I just want to bring forward that this subject has been brought up and it was told to us, this board, that if we wanted an interpreter, that needed to be requested by the person who's wanting that to be requested by and have to inform the NCO. Also, on top of the agenda, on the second page at the bottom, it clearly states if you need an interpreter for language other than English, please call the Neighborhood Commission office. There's the phone number between 8 and 4. The instructions is there.
I understand that, Chair.
Okay, we're
I am
not
not
going
the
to go
one
back
who.
and forth. No, I know, but
I,
we're not
but
going
I
back
am
and
not
forth
the
with
one
this.
that needs translation. Therefore, the city and county should provide translation for those that do not understand
Yes,
the
so
language.
Braxton, this guy right here, the NCO.
I,
dude,
Braxton Mahalo.
He's gonna, he wrote it down. He got it. Yeah, okay. Dana, your turn. Go ahead.
So, question to HPD, Dana Newman. The question I have is in regards to unattended beds on the streets of the Wai'anae Moku. Do you guys actually keep statistics that count how many individuals have been pulled out of the bushes, out of the beaches, tents in our community? And then a follow-up to that is whether or not there's any kind of community policing programs going on once again. Like, are we doing the community policing so that when individuals have concerns about certain toilets in our community, such as the one at Middle Park, that we don't assume that people are coming from Sewers Beach to clog up the toilets at Middle Park. And so we would like the support for this community so that we don't get any kind of pilikia. Pilikia means trouble. We don't want any kind of hakaka fighting. We don't want any kind of hihia. which also means to have some sort of tension or pullback by community members.
Thank you. In regards to the unattended deaths, we do keep track of unattended deaths, but not necessarily, we don't have a stat that says, oh, they were on the Wai'anae, the Moku area. We have it within the district. We don't normally just post that because it's kind of a hit and miss thing. You had a question about that?
Just because there's a few of us that do a lot of work in our community on the beaches, and what happens is that we build relationship, Pilina, to individuals who live on the beaches in this community for many, many years, and when they expire, nobody reports anything about what has happened. And we can say the name of these individuals because they need to be honored also, regardless of if you're in the Hale or you on the beaches in our community. This is our community, and we should take kuleana for that also.
Yeah,
Mahalo.
so we have, whether the reports are coming from other of our residentially challenged people in the community, we do get reports from that. Otherwise, if it's an assault or something like that, we know about it. So as soon as it is reported to us, we do what we need to do. Again, if it's obviously medical stuff, sometimes the doctors will sign off on the death certificate, so it'll become an attended death, where it's not investigated like an unattended death. So there's a difference there. In regards to the bathroom, thank you. I forgot to bring that up earlier. I work also with the homeless quite a bit, and I hate the fact that people blame them for everything. Yes, they are everywhere. People are everywhere. We don't really know who's doing it. My understanding was there may be, like that other lady mentioned, there may be an issue with the plumbing itself, not necessarily somebody actually damaging it. So I don't want to say that somebody damaged it because we don't know that yet. In regards to the neighborhood security watches, the neighborhood security watches are led by the communities. So as long as the communities call us and they want to set something up, we can actually set something up with them, explain to them the process and the rules and getting their neighbors together and the reporting process and stuff like that.
Thank you for the solutions. Mahalo.
Thank you. I have one online, but we got to move forward. Can you email your question to me, Kahao, please? We've been on HPD too long. We got to move forward. Honolulu Ocean Safety, come forward.
Hello, board. Thank you for having us here. Captain Kelly Crone from District 4 Leeward Operations. I'll give you the highlights for July. We had 2 paddleboarders stuck at Makua, about a half-mile out. We pulled them in. And again, 2 multiple rescues at Station 50, 4 swimmers in distress. I believe it was on Instagram. I'm not 100% sure. During that South Swell, we had a bunch of multiple rescues at Yokohama's Kiavula. We had a fainting incident on one of the tour boats. We brought the patient in. He was stable. We also had at Pokai Bay, we had a 70-year-old male fall off the rocks at Pokai Bay. We packaged him. EMS took him away. We also had a 50-year-old male, I believe it was, that got hit in the head with a rock by the swing sets. We had a near drowning at Tower 41, which is Nanakui Beach Park. Makaha Beach, we had 2 shark sightings. Kiavua, we had 2 shark sightings this month. And I will get for you guys next month the results of Oahu's the Oahu Junior Lifeguard Program competition. And then Saturday is all the islands competition. And we are kind of in the process of getting a plan here, which if I remember working the past 2 ones where we had 1 year there was a condition black. I don't know if anybody remembers that, where they closed all the state harbors and I think it was the whole North Shore was closed and Wai'anae Boat Harbor was closed during that year. I think that was 96, somewhere in there. I remember. Other than that, we'll be gearing up for winter pretty soon.
Okay, anyone in person, community, come to the mic. Okay, online we get Johnny May. Johnny May, go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Getting back to the gentleman that got hit, I guess he was by the jetty. Does a complaint go in to trigger a warning sign to be placed on the jetty? And
I
lastly,
believe the warning sign was up and it came down, but he fell down from the jetty.
but there is warning signs.
I'll have to go check again, yeah.
Okay, that'd be good, because taxpayers don't want to get sued. And lastly, floaters, there's floaters have been issued. Is that gonna be issued in Wai'anae? Thank you.
Floaters, I'm not sure on that. Check.
Johnny May, can you clarify floaters?
That's a
Give
safety.
him a
it's
little bit more.
Okay, it's a safety device.
Oh, rescue tubes. Oh, I will check on that program. There is supposed to be, they're supposed to be put in. I'm not sure the dates would be, we already put the map in and I believe there's about 60 of them that are going in. Same as, Kauai.
Wai'anae.
The
How much
Lions
is it,
Club, yeah,
Wai'anae?
can be donated.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Go ahead, Pikachu. Come to the mic, name, please.
Mahalo nui Ocean Safety for all that you do. So I have a quick question for you. Normally I'll ask you offline, but I got to get this on the record before everything goes through. So OHA asked me through Summer Silva to try to do this U.S. military barbecue, like a Pichinanakuli board. We're in Wai'anae before the Army because, you know, there's war and stuff like that. But this grant, when anyone has a nonprofit out there, because I don't have one yet, it has to be IRS approved 501c3. The money from OHA is up to $15,000. We're using this for the only pot in March. But if I use this for a military barbecue, I have to choose a date, I have to invoice it out. If I say President's Day, would that be viable for ocean safety if we do something on the west side, you know, with the military sponsoring, OHA sponsoring this, with the nonprofits here?
Pikachu, can you state your
Is that
question,
viable?
please?
That's the question. Is it viable? Does this thing like we can work it with the west side and ocean safety and the military do a barbecue on the beach?
I'll have to check more on that, with my boss and see what they say. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Thank you. Anyone else in person? Go.
Hey, Captain, we appreciate you
State your
guys.
name.
Oh, Chair. Board Member Kauko Huahilani, we appreciate you guys. My question for the shark sightings, was it tiger sharks or was it any other species of shark of
I
Mana?
believe they're both tiger sharks. With
Thank you.
some guys have their own personal drones. I just invested and bought one, so you can really see them like what they are, the species, and you can get a good length of them.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay, anyone else in person? Oh, go ahead. State your name.
Dana Newman, board member. Recently there was a baby night that washed ashore. Was any of ocean safety involved with the baby night washing
Oh.
ashore?
No, I don't think they were involved in that one. I know they're involved with the seal.
Dolphin.
Yeah, I know they involved the seal at Nanakui. I believe that was the federal guys that handled that one.
Okay, anybody else? Nope. Thank you, Ocean Safety. We appreciate you. Okay, Board of Water Supply, come up.
Good evening, neighborhood board. Ko Ihilo with Board of Water Supply. I'm happy to announce we had no main breaks this past month, but we just had one last night up Haleahi, but that'll be in next month's report. General water announcements. Imagine a day without water. I got a flyer on the table. You guys can take them. Weirdly enough, this is for September, but they got us like notifying everybody early. So Board of Water Supply, in partnership with the Office of State Representative Chris Muraoka and more than 25 city, state, nonprofit, and community organizations, invites the public to attend this year's Imagine a Day Without Water event. Details are Saturday, September 26, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Arc of Safety at Wai'anae Mall. Join us for interactive exhibits, educational displays, hands-on activities and games, prize giveaways, and a rain barrel workshop. Sorry, but we're not giving the rain barrels away. Ono food and refreshments available for purchase. This free family-friendly event highlights the importance of water and the One Water concept, which recognizes that all water is connected and must be managed as one valuable resource. For more information, visit www.boardofwatersupply.com. And that's all I have. Any questions?
Okay, community, anybody get question? I can ask one favor. Can you tell Kathleen can you ask Kathleen if she can send me that flyer electronically? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Jermaine Myers from Nanakuli. My question is regarding Black Rock because it affects the community, the whole Wai'anae coast. So on Farrington Highway, when you're coming over Black Rock, the water main has always, I mean, it's numerous times already, had broken. Well, I guess you could say had, I don't know what happens to it. I don't know what you call it, a crack or whatever. But anyway, it creates a sinkhole. Now, along Black Rock, below that is a cliff. So I would like Board of Water Supplies. We had this conversation at our Transportation Committee meeting in July, second Thursday. So I want to engage Board of Water Supply, DOT, our senators, and our representatives, because state DOE, but also city and county, right, do the Board of Water. I want to know the vulnerability of that sinkhole. I want to know the vulnerability of that pipe system and what is being done about securing, whether it's through cement or whatever, that whole Black Rock area. So I want to start the conversation from this moment on with Board of Water Supply, since you guys are creating that situation underneath Farrington Highway at Black Rock, which will cut off this whole Wai'anae coast from entering the Wai'anae coast. Okay, mahalo.
Okay, anyone else in person, community? Nope, go ahead, take the mic.
So Dana Newman, community board member. The question that I have in your day, imagine a day without water. Have we developed a plan so that we don't get to that point? Has the Board of Water Supply developed a plan where we start to knock off services for our hotels because they overutilize water in our community? Do we look at, what are we looking at? Are we looking at more planting so that we can help to restore the ecosystem so that when the water is out of the ocean, the clouds come up to the mountains, that it's able to release and go into the ground and then transpire by having trees in place, so it pulls up everything from the ground and releases it back into the atmosphere? Are we just looking at what the humans can do, or residential humans can do, to stop their use so that we can sell the water in other places?
I'll look into that.
Okay, anybody else in person? Come to the mic.
Hi, hello, Michael Eli. So remember I said turn salt water into fresh water and let the mountain recharge? That's what you trying to say right there. I think so they're doing one in Ever Beach or somewhere. I think so the bottled water supply already doing that. I think so. I don't know. I don't know. I just hearsay. But that's what they should do. They should turn salt water into fresh water so our mountain can recharge. So we can save water like what he's saying. And plant trees in a mountain and taking a fire break like what I'm doing. And I mean, yeah.
I can answer that one. So that's a desalinization plant. We actually have one in Kapolei on the backside of Costco next to Ace Hardware. That yard is not up and running at this time. And the process of desalinization water to drinkable water is a very expensive process. That's going to hike up your guys' water bill a lot. So that's not really a feasible method at this point, but it is an option.
The question that I would like to ask is, who does the education to our community to talk about the Pa'akai analysis and water as a public trust and all of these things that protect individuals, residents, Kanaka Oiwi, to have vai in our communities?
I just have a quick question. When does this air on Olelo so I can watch it back and catch all the questions?
I can send the AI notes. to you.
Okay, thank you.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Only one
So I
fact-
want, I like take one chair privilege. You know, the question you're asking, I actually was with UH Manoa and all those Kanakas, a lot of them, lawyers, everything. I took that class. I can share that information with you guys. Oh, okay. Yeah.
See if our, who does the education
Uh,
of the public?
Yes, agree. Okay. I'll
So-
get that answer for you.
So on that same thing, Michael, William Capolino, Eli. So the same thing that we're talking about, salt water into fresh water. You know what? The Navy went jam up everything already on Red Hill, right? That's the kind of money that you use for this kind of stuff. What they went sue them. You know what I mean? What the state or the border water supply went sue the Navy. Because you know why? The Navy ships, that's what they live on right now. They sucking the water out of the ocean. And that's what they drinking, fresh water right out from the ocean. How that's hard for us guys do and easy for them do, right? But they guys can jam up our water aquifer. Then jam them up for us already. So they should pay the border water supply or us guys back. You know what I mean? Not all that thing gonna be expensive for us for handle. No, that's for them for do. Cause how much homes then people then hurt and damaged. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Go on, Tikale, your turn.
Aloha, Kalei Salcedo. I agree with that. We're not getting our 20%, which we're supposed to be receiving from the Navy and Army. So why should taxpayers have to pay this? I don't think so. I think this is where the people needs to get together in our community and stand up and have the Navy and Army pay for it instead of the community and taxpayers, the residents. I don't think it's fair. Like I said, that is something that we all got to think about and introduce it, whether a bill, legislature, Samantha, a bill that we can turn around and have our people testify in having a Navy and Army pay for whatever needs to be done so we can have the proper drinking water. Mahalo.
Thank you, Tikale. Anyone else in person? Oh, I see one online. Kahau, go ahead, state your name. You're muted. You gotta unmute. Kayleen, you have to unmute. You're still muted.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute. Sorry, I'm gonna talk one more time. We do have some trustees on here that are put into place in office that do know that they do have a position to speak with the military, and the community has helped put them in office. We have representatives on board online here right now. And as the water is concerned, it is part of our trust that and our treaty between the military and our nation with the trustees that are on board right now to speak upon this. So it shouldn't cost any taxpayers money, anyone. I just wanted to put that out there. Mahalo.
Thank you, Kayleen. Anybody else? Nope. Okay, thank you so much, Board of Water Supply. Appreciate you. I'll send the notes to Kathleen. Okay, moving on to military official report. Do we have anyone from the military online? Going once, go. Next. Declaration of any conflicts by board members. Board members to state if they hold any conflicts regarding any issues under board business per section 214116 and section 213105 of the Neighborhood Board Plan that would require disclosure or recusal. Seeing no one, we're gonna move on to presentation. First presentation up is Corporal Pagan in regards to the Wai'anae High School SRO program.
Good evening, everyone. Corporal Pagan, the Honolulu Police Department. Just so you guys know, I've been actually moved over to the SRO program. So doing a little bit less with the community side. So anyway, with me here tonight is Officer George Silva. He's actually one of our SROs at Wai'anae High School. I did have a presentation, but in the interest of time, I'll just skip it and kind of give you guys the cliff notes. Just so you guys know, the SROs, the school resource officers, we have 3 officers in Wai'anae, 3 in Nanakuli, and 3 at Kapolei. Their priority is the safety of the school, but that is not their only role. Right now, we're trying to get them, not trying to get them, but we want to use them, and we're trying to let the school use them as a resource, as mentors, as community advocates, just as a resource for our juveniles, other than the counselors and the teachers. They are not there to just arrest and watch for kids to arrest them. In fact, most of the cases that are going to be generated from the schools are still going to be handled by patrol, but they will be working and acting as liaisons between the school and the Honolulu Police Department and stuff like that. Again, the bigger role is them working with the community, with the families, with the students and the faculty to hopefully make a safer community, have the kids feel a little bit safer so that there's not so many instances after. They do have quite a bit of mentoring programs they're doing. I'll have Officer Silva speak about some of the things that they've been doing, just so you guys can have an idea. One of the things that we keep being asked about the SRO program is, what kind of stats are you showing that it's working? It's important for everybody to understand that the kind of stats that we're looking for are not stuff that you can actually track. We're not looking for how many arrests we had, how many fights we broke up and stuff like that. Yes, some of the schools have reported that the instances of Chapter 19 violations have gone down. Some of the things that we're looking at that we see as a school and the program actually working are the intangibles, which is kids coming up to the officers and hanging out and talking story and getting to know them and spending time and sharing some of their issues and stuff like that. The relationship building and stuff like that. So it's not just about, how many people you got arrested this week and stuff like that. So I'm not saying we're not tracking it, but that's not really our goal. So,
Sorry, good evening. My name's George Silva, police officer with the Honolulu Police Department. I got a little over 35 years with the department, retired back in 2018. I also spent 32 years in the military with the Air Force. I retired from there in 2021. I'm a proud graduate of Wai'anae High School. I live in the community. I have for my entire life. My father has run a business in this community for at least 40 years. A lot of people that are into cars know my family very well. My kids are very involved with hula and with the community as well too. So we stay busy on that part. I know a lot of people in this community and in this room. She's my counselor. He's my teacher. So we can go down the list. So we are retirees brought back for this pilot program. And it's a voluntary program put together by the police department. All of us are in the program because we want to make a difference and be a part of the kids here on the coast. And we are happy to do so on a daily basis. Sometimes it's challenging, but overall, if we can make one change or one impact to one individual, that's the goal of the program. Many great kids. We got a very small percentage that need a little coaxing, but for the most part, I've been enjoyed the program very well. We started in January, so again, we're working through a lot of the challenges with us being with the city and county in law enforcement and working with the DOE partners on this pilot program. A lot of the Chapter 19 violations, like you hear about happening in the schools, many of it doesn't apply, or we cannot enforce those type of violations. So it's a challenge for us to kind of integrate with the system already in place and make suggestions and work with the administrators, because it's not just us. It's about the team effort within the schools and the community itself. So it's with the admin, with the staff, with the educational assistants, with security, janitors, everybody makes a difference of what we do. And we're just a small portion of it. So again, I don't know if we have any questions, but I'm proud to be here and happy to be a part of the program. Good.
Okay, in person, is there any question? To the microphone.
Hello, Mike Kako, Pikachu, Shelby Benner. I have choke questions, but we'll keep it simple because I like what you guys doing. And Officer, so I'm not sure if you have this aura. I'm an Air Force veteran too. I signed when I was 17, but you have this cop aura. Like you shouldn't mess with this guy because he knows how to shoot the gun. He's not afraid to use it. I know Chapter 19. I was afraid in Aya High School, but why is more rougher? Obviously. Sea Riders, yeah, Nanakuli Hawks, baby, because we have to do shout out. The SR program came out of Paul IO and the Nanakuli board. So we have to shout out to Nanakuli and what you guys are doing for all of the community, for all of the West Side. But I also have to bring up human trafficking, drug smuggling. You see what happened on Instagram with the pedophiles trying to target. And a lot of these people like
Pikachu, can we stick to the
Yes, related to
subject in
SRO.
regards
It's
to
related to
SRO?
SRO because I want
in
you to see the
regards to
signs
ICE?
of human trafficking and drug smuggling. And a lot of these kids won't say anything to you, but because you're in the school, you're going to notice the signs. They don't want to talk. They got bust-up slippers, no more clothes. They might smell a little more pilau. So I just want you to be more aware so we can help bite this in the crime because the statistics
state your
are
question.
it's family. Most of the people are kids being trafficked by their own family members or foster. There's no question. I just want you to be Mount Kala and aware of this because I will bring this up with Chief Dave Lazar tomorrow and the police commissioners. Thank you very much for the SR
you.
program and all that you guys do.
Just to get to his point real quick, our officers are trained. They are going to further education as well for recognizing symptoms and signs. So we are doing that. And again, that's what our goal is, to build the relationships to get them to open up. You didn't mention Officer Silva's aura, just so you guys know, can feel a little bit safer. He spent most of his career in the Specialized Services Division, which is the SWAT guys. So tactically, you guys are pretty safe. So
Michael Eli. Yeah, so you can have younger people that stay on the beat now come with you and show the kids that they can be cops too. Because get two of them that stay over here in Wai'anae. I see Mrs. Pave and my friend Spencer. I see them guys, they cops for like maybe 2-3 years maybe. On the beat. I see them muscling guys in the car. And she's on girl, you know what I mean? So good for having one lady and one guy, you know what I mean? With you going to the schools and showing them guys that, hey, you guys can be cops too from our district. Hello.
Thank you, Mikey. Go ahead. Yep.
So Dana Newman, community board member. Basically, I want to ask, how does the SRO program bring culture into the spaces of the schools? Because the understanding of what was explained is that Pilina is one of the greatest opportunities to make changes. And I'm wondering if the schools had selected to use that model before the police department had to become involved in trying to build relationship within the school system, and how come the SRO program or the police department didn't make an effort prior to the program being implemented into the schools. Also proud graduate of Wai'anae High School, also master's degree holder. So still living here, will die here, grandparents are here, great-grandparents are here.
good question. Just to give you a little bit of history, the SRO program was actually developed because of the amount of school shootings that they had in the mainland. Officers were on campus basically to have armed presence on campus. As it kind of developed, they realized that we can squash a lot of that stuff by having officers there that build relationships with the kids and stuff like that. So again, in regards to the cultural part, that's going to be really up to the kids in the schools. Our officers are open to it. But again, our thing is having someone there that's willing to listen to them. That may not be a part of the family. Just a real quick story. We had one of our schools, there was a student that was reported that she was talking about hurting herself. Some of our officers found out, they got a hold of her, they talked to her, she spent some time with them. They actually got her to the hospital, got her some help. When she came back to school, the officers actually put on a pizza party for her and her friends at the school and stuff like that. So, those are the kind of things that we're trying to do, is just show them that we're there for them. And we're open to progressing that relationship any way they want to.
Go ahead, come to the mic.
Thank you, Chair. Jermaine Myers. So first of all, I want to clarify for Chair. Chair, we don't have to only ask questions. We can actually make comments or concerns. So it's not a question-based community engagement situation. So first of all, I wanted to know if the pilot program, how long is the funding? And then second of all, I do want to say that I do support it, because one of the things that came from the community to us is that there's lockdowns because people are coming on campus with ghost guns. So we need to consider that the innocent children can get harmed from the children who don't care and are in that mindset of, I can bring a ghost gun on campus. The next thing is that we have devices. When we were growing up, by the way, I'm class of 85 Wai'anae, and that's my counselor right there. Okay, yes. Mrs. He, I just want to put that on the record. When we were growing up, when you had something to say about Dana, you got to be in front of Dana's face, or you got to go tell somebody else or go tell Dana. You don't like him. But nowadays, you get one device in your hand that everybody talking about on social media together, which inflames communication with people, which causes division, which causes a divisive mentality. Then somebody bring a ghost gun because you said something on social media to the whole planet, and now everybody looking at me second eye. So this is the culture that we're in right now. So that's why we support it for Nanakuli, because it's about protecting the innocent children from children who don't have mentors. And that's a school system thing, DOE system thing. So I don't think HPD should be involved with DOE. We need to clean up DOE at the same time that we have these resources on the school. So that's my concern about it. Mahalo. So how much money you guys gonna get along the pilot?
And as far as how long the pilot program's going on, I really don't know. We actually started with 3 schools. We're on our 4th school now, so there's 4 on the island. There is a concern and desire to open up to other schools. My understanding from speaking to Senator Decora was that the idea was that it's funded right now by the city and county, even though we're on state property. The DOE, the schools are state. So again, once the city and the state figures out who's going to fund it and who wants to pay for it, that's where we're going to go from there.
Anybody else in person before I go online? Okay. Kahau, go ahead.
Okay, aloha Kelini Kahau. I have a question for HPD. My question is, you're gonna be on campus. How would you folks, hold on, connect with the youth? And what understandings do you have of the current culture of the youth today?
Okay, what do you mean by how do we visible and being out of the? Our officers don't sit in a classroom. They don't sit in their office. They're actually out on the grounds, in between classes, walking around in between. They're there in the morning greeting the students. They're there in the afternoon when they're leaving. So I'm not sure what you mean by how are they going to connect with them?
Because, well.
Okay, hold on. State your name.
Yeah, this is John Penitani. I'm her partner. My question is, in order to get to the culture of the youth, right? Currently, HPD is considered the opposition, right? So you're gonna have youth that'll hold back. How do you guys think you can connect with those individuals other than just being there and being open, right?
Well, that's a very good question. That's a
I grew
very
up in
good question.
California.
The first thing,
And I worked with gang kids, so I'm wondering how you guys see it. Right?
That's a very good question. Again, our goal is to be there for the kids, to show them that we are human, that we can talk story, we can be around. I disagree with you when you say that all the kids think that the police are the opposition. I think we have a couple of people that are like that, and they tend to either shy other people away from it. You'd really be surprised at the changes I've seen just since January, going on the campuses, the different campuses, and seeing how many kids will walk up to the police officers. And Officer Silva will tell you, the girls' flag football team. I went there to visit them one day, and they were all in their office asking them and trying to make sure that they're going to show up again to their games and making sure they're going to show up to the championship. And they're actually outreaching to the officers, trying to build a relationship as well, because the officers are there, they are open, they are being vulnerable, and they are opening up to these kids. My belief and what we're trying to work with these kids is to show them that if we're honest, we're prepared, we're genuine, they'll see that we're people too and that we care about them. And that's why we're there. We're not there for a paycheck. These officers could be doing anything. They're retired. They didn't have to come back. They came back because they saw a need and they saw a desire and they felt that they had that ability to make that difference. So I think that's the biggest difference, is officers showing that they want to work with the kids.
Okay, I have Johnny May online, and then we'll take the last one, Auntie Calais, in person, and we gotta move on.
Thank you, Chair. Copper Pegan, I see a lot of good things in the future. To start with, just meeting them in the morning is huge. Because when they get older, there's less attention, more attention when they're in elementary. But to just be there in the morning to greet them, the beginning of the day and the ending of the day, I can see attendance improving, juvenile stats going down. You give them a sense of safety. Now they'll be more encouraged to come to school and learn. And lastly, I will end if there's going to be a female officer. Thank you.
In regards to the female officer, if they want to apply, they have more than every opportunity. We just, I think they're just smarter, that they're just enjoying their retirement.
Okay, Auntie Calais, go ahead.
Hello, Lisa Salcedo. First of all, I'd like to thank the, HPD just to be in our school, because we all got to remember how many games, basketball, football games, they had riot going on. Because the kids is there to enjoy the spots. They're not there to watch their parents, to interact and fight with each other. So I really think this is a good program, because nowadays, the parents forget how to be kids. Enjoy the game whether you win or lose. It doesn't matter. That's the kids' priority and that's their rights. But their rights are being restricted if the parents going to act like that and put other kids in danger. So I'm very proud of this program we have. So, you're going to have your good, you're going to have your bad. But I'm damn proud and saying I'm proud of what the HPD is doing. They don't have to do it. But you know what? They're taking the initial step to assure those kids, even those that's been bullied and don't talk about it. It's deterring all the bad behavior in our community. And we definitely need that, because I don't see this thing going on Facebook where they're fighting. I've seen videos on Facebook Wai'anae school, Nanakuli school, against each other. You know, we don't see that anymore. It's an A+ to me. So if you pay attention to what goes on the media, that's an A+. That's all I have to say. But mahalo for HPD for doing its diligent responsibility. They don't have to, but they love the community enough that they're working with them. Mahalo.
Thank you, Ntikale. Okay, thank you. We appreciate you guys doing the presentation. Okay, next up is Environmental Communications, Taeyong Kim.
It take me 1 second to connect. Bryson, I'm gonna ask for just a little bit of assistance here.
Oh, you're looking at this too? Wait, he was, I didn't get that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, do that. Okay, this is not, I don't get. See, right? Just want you freaking I'm trying to figure it out. I'll be there. We can check the winner. Hey, shut up. Sorry. Yeah. That's the first thing you do.
Oh, we're gonna call a recess because we're having technical difficulties.
Good evening, Chair and board members. I apologize for the little delay. I'm kind of a technological caveman and had some technical issues here. My name is Taeyong Kim. I'm with Environmental Communications, planning consultant for a DOE project. And I'm here this evening with Russell Echeverry of AM Partners. You can ask all the tough questions to him. Tonight, I'm here to talk about or present a project that we're working on Wai'anae High School grounds. And this is a security fence along the Makai boundary of the school site. Right now, the school has some fencing on both the Nanakuli side and the Makaha side, but the campus is presently completely open to the beach. The school has been having some security issues. Oh, sorry. Thank you. The school has been having some security issues. So the Department of Education feels that a security fence is needed for the campus. They've experienced a few fires on campus, including one right after the field was renovated. There's been some fire and damage around the science classrooms, which are on the Nanakuli side. And there's also been, from what teachers have told me, some evidence of dangerous things. They found syringes around the beach. So, you know, the need for fencing is very understandable. So I'm just going to present a few images for your reference. I think you all know that site very well, but this is the project site. I'm going really slow. There's a lot of buffering here. This is an aerial view of the Wai'anae High School campus. And the fence will run along the entire Makai boundary. This is a plan of the fence. I'm going to point out 3 areas. There will be a large gate here. well, they call it a bus gate, but it's basically a double swing gate. I mean, it's a double, two gates, which will allow vehicles to enter and exit. And then there are a second and third pedestrian fence out there. It's a little hard to see in this graphic, but the red line is the actual fence. The green line is the property line. And the blue line, which is just about identical, well, it's very similar around this area to the fence line, but the fence does set back a bit from the shoreline in the Makaha direction and in the Nanakuli direction. The site was surveyed, and that's how they identified the shoreline. The shoreline is actually Mauka of the actual property boundaries. And this is because shorelines are not, they don't follow tax map drawings. They're actually defined by vegetation lines and other shoreline identifiers. So I'm going to go through a few images just for reference. So this is from the Nanakuli most corner of the campus looking towards Nanakuli. And that's the beachfront. There is a large vacant lot next to the campus. And I think many of the incidents that have occurred there may be from people who have entered through the campus on this side. This is a view towards the Makaha direction, again from that same corner. It's a little bit closer to the field. And you can see the vegetation line, which is the actual shoreline. There's a culvert that runs, it actually runs underneath the track. But this is how the culvert exits out into the ocean. Here's a more detailed look at that culvert. And the security fence needs to jog inwards because you can't just put a fence over the culvert. Everybody can crawl underneath. It's not really useful that way. A view towards Makaha in the back of the athletic field. And then finally, this is towards the condominium side, all the way on the Makaha boundary. So there have been some improvements there already. You can see this fencing and the parking lot around here are a little bit newer. And again, there is a large paved area that was recently added. It's unstriped, but it's going to be used for parking. So the fence would be makai of this parking lot. So this kind of gives you an idea of where the property is. The fence is basically running on the makai edge of pretty much the whole campus. The public does have access to the campus, I mean, to the beach, but not through the campus, unless it's an official sanctioned event or it's for student classes who incorporate the shoreline as part of their curriculum. This project is being presented today because it's located within a special management area. And we need to get a special management permit. And as part of that application, we need to make a presentation to the board to inform you of what the Department of Education would like to do. And if you have any questions, it's a 6-foot aluminum chain link fence.
Okay, anyone have questions? Step up to the microphone.
Aloha, Jermaine Myers. How much is it going to cost? Because I didn't hear you say anything. Is it being funded by the state DOE? And kids can just jump fence. I didn't see anything like that would, they scale fences, I just say.
So how is they not gonna scale that fence?
First part of the question is easier to answer than the second. The fence itself, the construction value is approximately $957,000. And it's for a long length of fence. As far as it preventing anyone from scaling it, yeah, you can't. It's a difficult thing to address because you don't want to put barbed wire on it. One of the things that was considered, and Russell's going to address, but was a kind of, it's a very slick fence, but it's very, very expensive. I'm going to turn this over to Russell Echeverry.
Hello, Russell Echeverry with AM Partners. I think the idea of this fence is for security and a deterrent from the outside. And the purpose of that is not for the students, it's for the outsiders. So kids will, scale the walls, but that will be within the school at least. So that's kind of how that would work. Not really, we wouldn't like necessarily put anything that would harm any of the students, like, put like some barbed wires on top or anything like that. But this is just an aluminum fence that's sturdy. It's gonna have a permanent footings, so it can't be moved or obstructed. And maintenance will just have to come in there and you have to replace it as needed.
Hello, Mike Kako. Pikachu, Shelby the Billionaire. So if you're gonna spend almost $1 million on a fence, I got a better solution that's cheaper, faster, quicker. You hire all the kapuna for 50 grand a budget. They sit in a chair, make a line. Ain't no goddamn kid gonna cross that line because they're gonna call everybody. 50 grand times 12 months, boom. Less than $1 million. I just saved the DOE budget. We're talking about ingress, egress. We got to arrest the mountain kid because that you can't do that. That's against the law. You should know that. HRS 7-1, HRS 1-1. So let's go back to reality. How are we going to fix this to save the budget, save the time, save the kids so the homeless don't cross it? Get the kapuna on that line. There ain't nobody going to cross. They'll get shot first. SB 1249, Duke Pia's law. Bro, this is already law. Let's figure this out together. Uncle Salcedo, I know you're going next. Let's pass the mic. Move this on.
I think Jermaine Myers' question asked, where is the budget's going to come from, Mr. Kim? Oh,
It's just a DOE.
it's a DOE's, no kidding.
You gotta come to the mic and answer. Ask the question and then let him answer.
Okay. Question again, where the funds is coming from?
No, ask all of your questions and then let him come to the mic and answer. You.
Well, there's a solution on this one. It's a state. So the property is a state. The problem is the boat harbor is a state as well too. So what is this bittersweet over here, Save everybody a cost, clear up the boat harbor. That's a quick fix. You control it.
Coming up.
Aloha, Kale Salcedo. The money is a big issue, and we all know that. Because you're not gonna pay it. He's not gonna pay it. It's the taxpayers gonna pay it. Because that means it's gonna have to come on the floor, they're gonna have to vote for on budget. I just so frustrated. This is what I call American greed. This is American greed. Who can get more money for what? What happened to the Aloha where you work together? You go talk to the chain link company, that has ask for kukua. Then you get your community kukua for do the whole digging. You don't have to look for the moolah. Everything is the moolah. Are we serious here? You got so much companies out there will turn around, donate these fence, the poles and everything. They will kukua that for a tax write-off. Think about that, people. They will kukua things as long as they get a tax write-off instead of $1 million. I don't think it's really, this project is worth it $1 million. And I don't think the taxpayers should be paying more. My coupon is gonna afford it, and I damn hell ain't gonna afford that. I'd rather go take care of my animals than taking care of one gate.
Aloha kākoa pau. My name is Poki Imagalanes. In regards to the fencing, I think, I'd rather see almost $1 million go into the advancement of the education of our Nahomana. Probably would be, I mean, you guys might want to explore cultivating along the perimeter bougainvillea. Very effective, hard to get through. And it's very resilient in dry areas. So little watering is very difficult to get through. So definitely cheaper. But if they really wanted the aluminum fencing for recycling, yeah, that's just, I'm looking at it, I would recycle your fence, Just saying, it's going to be wasting. You're going to pour all that money. They're going to come out of the bushes for recycle your fence. Just saying.
Go ahead.
Chair, I'm going to try and respond as best as I can, but I don't speak for the Department of Education. I'm simply here to get a permit for an architectural solution. However, I'd like to try and address them one by one. First is, thank you for the suggestion of having kupuna guard the shoreline. That is true. I like that. However, it doesn't work at night and on the weekends when the students are not there. And these are when the incidents tend to happen. Second, yes, it's expensive, but it's also, the Department of Education considers it a health, safety, and security issue. So although I understand that cost savings could be obtained, if it was a volunteer donated effort. However, it doesn't necessarily match the school's needs to get this up as soon as possible, because every time an incident happens, the damage to the school is actually very expensive in and of itself. So in relative terms, yes, $1 million is a lot of money, but from the Department of Education's budgetary perspective, it's probably a worthwhile expense. Yeah. The bougainvillea is a very intriguing idea. It is, and maybe it could supplement the fence. But when you don't have your bougainvillea growing well, or it can be chopped down. And I'm just bringing up some possibilities that, a fence shows that you actually did try and protect and create a safer environment. However, it's a very intriguing idea. I think it's a good supplement. So
We have one more person that is online. Johnny May, go ahead, Johnny May.
Thank you, Chair. In October, the unsheltered will be moving from the small boat harbor. To my understanding, the DLNR are going to transfer that property to the DOE. There was talk about including that area to be fenced. So maybe you need to have a discussion with DLNR and DOE, perhaps to also take care of that issue. And the only thing I have to offer is if you're going to put no trespassing sign. Thank you.
thank you for the comment. It's well taken. We will take that into consideration about speaking with DLNR. No trespassing signs, yeah, of course, are a very good idea to do.
Okay, we'll do one more because we've been on this subject 20 minutes already, so. Ask him to ask.
So earlier we had the police here, the SROs are now in the school. Now you coming to us, you want a fence. And next gonna be the barbed wire that going to go on the fence. I am not supportive as a board member to any type of project that would be placed in a special permitted
Special management area.
Yes, special management area, because there's long-term effects to what you put into the ground in that space. One, it possibly could cause destruction to the reef system. I don't know, have you done an EIS kind of?
So the project is going through the environmental review
Yeah, so
process, right?
you will inform us
Yes.
as we go through the process here. This is the first step, bringing information to the community. But I would hate for the school to look like a prison.
Exactly.
Yeah, and number two is like the land in itself, whether it's DLNR or DOE, it still stems from the illegal overthrow of the Hawaiian Kingdom. These are 5F lands that belong to the Kanaka Oiwi and the citizens of Hawaii under the kingdom. If you're a Hawaiian Kingdom subject, this is your kuleana also to speak up about what our future looks like in the Wai'anae Moku. We're going to build more fences and everything will be protected, that nobody has access to our kai. You're saying already you cannot go through the school. You know how much harder it is to build pilina to the kai because you guys went block everything with fences in the name of, oh, we want to keep things safe. I'm telling you, there's no safety for your mental health when you don't have access.
Your point is well taken and will be noted.
Can you make it quick? Because we gotta move on.
I love what Poki said about the bougainville, because that's some great deterrent. So my question is like, so you guys trying to keep part of community from coming from the kai going into the school? So, and you're saying that the fence is kind of, the aluminum is kind of slick. But if you go Honolulu Harbor, they get on fencing that goes like this. So have you guys thought about, if you guys gonna make the fence, like that's more of a deterrent, if you put that fence up and you have that hook, you know, the bend so that, you know what I mean? I mean, you're looking at that, if I was looking at, oh shit, oh, sorry.
Hard.
It's harder for climb over, but I agree with Dana about, you know, we don't want it to look like a prison and we're ready, you know, so. Oh yeah, what kind of vandalism was happening?
They had, well, first of all, the field had a fire. There was a fire out there. And then the science classrooms, the most, Nanakuli side, they had fires. They have debris left. I don't know who, you know, we can't say that there are residents from next door, but probably beach goers coming in, dirting up the place. And also
Thank you
that
for
was the
sharing that.
side where they found syringe. Syringes, yeah.
So I'm just gonna take a chair privilege on this one. Did they agree to this, like the teachers, the school, or is this the state is pushing this and wants this?
This is a Department of Education project. So the policymakers within the department are initiating this project.
Okay, so not the school itself then, Wai'anae High School, teachers, staff, faculty.
It could be, and that's not something that I'm aware of yet.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Mr. Kim, can you send that to me so I can share it with the board?
Will
Because
do.
it's very blurry. Yeah? Thank you. I appreciate you. Next up is Amazon Distribution, Kalailoa, Jacob Aki, GTL. Jacob Aki, GTL, Hawaii. Ole, okay, moving on. We're going to community concerns right now. So remember, you get 2 minutes, state your name and the concern, issue, problem. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much. Pikachu shall be billionaire, so we'll make this 2 minutes. So I was going to complain about Amazon. I do not approve of this project. He's not here to present it because when you're dealing with Amazon, Jeff Bezos, the owner, is a trillionaire. All right. My last name is Billionaire. We should be getting royalties, distribution, everything. Because when you distribute something from California to Hawaii, we got to do it with the Merchant Marine Jones Act. Just because you're going to have the hub here in Hawaii doesn't mean it's going to be cheaper because it's still got to go through the Merchant Marine Jones Act. But when it comes out of hub Hawaii, guess what? They're also going to get the benefits to Guam, New Zealand, Aotearoa, Rapa Nui, and all this stuff. So I didn't hear anything about how they're going to help the Hawaiian Kingdom, the beneficiaries, the people of the Hawaiian Islands. All I heard is they're going to get a JOB. That means just over broke, according to Robert Kiyosaki and Donald Trump. When they wrote the book, Why We Want You to Be Rich. So what are they going to do with all the trash? When you have all these cardboards, which perforated, because you can't put a pizza box into the blue bin, where you went through that demonstration, has to go to the gray bin and go into the landfills. Thank God it's going to Kapaa Quarry, because Mayor Rick Blangy changed his mind. It's not going to be Makaiva Hills, because we complained, hallelujah, to the west side. It worked. Now it's going to Kapaa Quarry. Now they're going to do it with the east side. So like I said before, with my limited time, I have to shout out to SB 1249, Duke Pia's Law, because they did help protect what happened. Poachers and the ranchers actually went to Duke Cranston Pia's mom's place. They didn't say it on the news. I'm saying it to you all. We wrote the law to help honor Duke's life. Because I said to the Capitol, and I'll say it again here, in life, you die twice. Once physically, and two when people forget your name, which is why I encouraged the people in the Capitol to pass that law. Little did I know, it helped protect his mom. And so you better protect those people, because somehow these kids, 16, 14, 3-year-old, had rifles, assault rifles, ready to kill anybody. So we have to make these parents accountable, and wherever they come from, because we're going to go street style. Because if they come in my property, choo, yeah, you, aloha.
Michael Eli. I don't know I know it's Eric Enos on the road, on the ranch side. The thing supposed to be fire prevention. The road is all eaten up from the rain. So I don't know if you supposed to be managing that or making it so the trucks can go up when get fire, because just had one down over there. Because I cannot get my truck up there to the reservoir. They're on reservoir up there now. Okay, they made on reservoir. And they're in Macon Road. But I would follow them for make that road so they don't destroy nothing. No walls or nothing. But now the thing is all eaten up. I can't even go up there and come from the forest, just like the forestry guys. They're coming through the forest, but we cannot go up to, because I think so the funding is over. So you know what I mean? So the road that they made, the thing got eaten up because he never do them right. Well, now you can see the rivers that coming down on them. Where the thing wash out the road, but what you're supposed to do is dig over here so the thing go right across the road into that, to the other river, to Punanaula stream. That's the stream that's supposed to go. But the thing just coming right on the road and eating up all the road. I ain't walk them a little bit. My truck almost got stuck. I only get 2-wheel drive. So I only even go past the big hill, the massive hill right there, but I cannot go up to Punanaula, nowhere. The road is like 3 feet deep and maybe 2 feet wide. My truck can get stuck on a frame. So I just like know the maintenance of the road, what Eric doing. I mean, had funding for it. So you got to fix the road so we can go up there. Us and the forestry guys, because the forestry guys is going through the forest like me. So I mean, we wax so the forestry guys can carry their stuff up there. And the guys up Beverly Street, the guys is causing a havoc inside there. No bother the other guys on the outside, bother the guys on the inside over there. Kahala Farm used to have that whole area before. Because when I was younger, they used to, Bo used to be over there, probably Uncle Glenn. So they was down over there by the creek. Because I used to run away from these guys. Okay, so I know. So I was here a long time. I mean, 48, 49 almost. But yeah, that's because get cars going in and out of there, and get on tow truck going in there.
Mikey, you can state for the record, he wants to know what is the road or the name of that,
Where the
road that you're.
ranch road. Ranch Road up to Punanaula, Hale to the reservoir. You got a reservoir up there now. We helped them guys make a reservoir and they would pay the forestry and they had funding for fire mitigation to fight the fire inside the mountain. Because you're on a reservoir now, they can go right here, pick up water and start fighting a fire already. But the road gotta have, so you can get the water tank up there and fill them up every time. So that's how come get the road. Because the water tank can go up there, fill them up, and the fire department can peel them out. Make it simple. That's what Eric and forestry and that's the plan that we had
Yeah.
together, right?
Thank you, Mikey.
And the Beverly Street action and the van up Wai'anae Kai. Stay parked like 2 months already. Stay park up there, get grass. Somebody just can drop them there.
Okay.
I think taking up parking up there.
That's the one that HPD is aware of
Yes,
now.
yes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Get all grass growing in them.
Okay,
Okay, Allah.
thank you for that, appreciate it. Okay, next up.
Aloha, Paul Kepka. I'm speaking as a community resident of Wai'anae. So I just want to speak and make sure we're creating some awareness around an important issue within our community. So I know we've heard a lot about fire break and fire mitigation. But I want to make sure that the community is aware that on July 20th, we started the Department of Transportation in collaboration with landowner, the shelter, did a fire break, Malka of Kalawaha Road, in which caused a lot of damage and destruction to Eku Stream. We're asking for responsible and respectful approach to fire break and mitigation and to take care of our streams, right? And I just don't think a lot of people are aware of this, but we had bulldozers driving through Eku Stream. There was 150,000 Instagram views. We sent a petition out. We didn't have a huge return, but we didn't share it widely, but we had 32 residents of our Wai'anae community around Eku Stream that are very concerned about flooding. We did fire break through a flood zone, okay? And I think what we're asking for is one at the time to stop. Okay, so they did stop and they moved the fire break over, but they did cause damage to the stream. They tried to repair it, but as you know, it's difficult to repair the flow of water. And there's a lot of homes below that, and there's flooding in the community. We're requesting that the Department of Transportation do an investigation. Let's do some fact finding. Let's find out what happened so that as we continue to address community issues, we can do that of what is responsible. Let's learn from this so we can grow our community and not have fire break with flooding out our whole community and causing damage. We're also asking that they repair Eku Stream in a responsible way. Let's get some engineers on this. Let's make sure we do it right so that people aren't flooded out below. So I just want to make sure that community is aware of this concern. You know, as a community member, I think it's my kuleana to aloha aina to protect our community, to protect our streams. And honestly, when I went up there on the 21st in the morning, I was sad. It's terrible. It's disgusting. And quite frankly, we need to do better. And so I'm asking the Department of Transportation to figure out what happened and make sure this doesn't happen again, while also responsibly addressing fire issue, while also maintaining kind of Pono approach to projects like this. Thank you.
So just for the record, is that the one on Kalawaha and Mai'u'u?
So if you were to drive up Mai'u'u Road and go to the left towards Makua, it would be between Makaha Valley Road. There's no, the road, the water washed out the bridge at one time. That's the location.
Okay, I just clarifying so that you're aware that I brought that up to legislators and I was told that the project is completed and done.
No, that is true.
But the concern of the community members around there is that the boulders is in the stream that it's blocking the natural flow if there's a big rain again. We're gonna have trouble over there.
So I'm not an expert. I'm not an engineer. Okay. I'm a community member. What I observed, okay, was the stream was filled in with pohaku and rocks, bedrock moved, all kind of things. Okay. And that was well documented and well viewed by all of the Wai'anae. Okay. And then they had, gone and tried to do some repair. Okay. But none of it was engineered. And there's a flood zone. And, so just, I just have grave concern. And I just want to make sure that we as a community try to understand what happened so that we don't recklessly have continued projects like this.
Yes,
I mean,
I agree.
fires aren't going away. And you know what? Flooding's not going away.
Yep.
And for the people that live and for our kids that are in the ocean, where's all that runoff going to go?
Yep.
Right? It's all going to go in the reef, right? I mean, there's a lot of issues here. And I just want to make sure I'm creating awareness.
Yes.
There's a lot of very concerned community members.
Yes.
And I think it's the responsibility of our elected officials to respond appropriately. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Come to the mic, Uncle.
Glenn Keeler, Wai'anae resident. It was a government violation. I just didn't care about the community. We lived down below and we were flooded out. Other people from Kamaile before. And what's happening is that how can they say that they had the right to do that without going through the process? And there was no process that was given. We weren't involved, the community. I would like to recommend that the Pa'akai analysis be used because it should have our words. We live there, we know the floods. And so what's happening is that we want to hold them accountable. The DOT, the government, accountable for the damage that they did to our environment and to our river. Mahalo.
Aloha, my name is Wai'anae Goodman. I'm also from the community. I live on Mahina'au, which is the road between Maiu'u and Kalawaha. So with the Puna low storms, or Kona low storms, right? We couldn't even get out of our property. Our cars would have been ruined, right? We don't have disposable income like that. So when it floods, we just get stuck. And yes, we are kupuna, right? So I feel like I speak for all the kupuna. If they need medical care and they're flooded, why would we bother HFD and or ambulance if we can just respectfully be cautious about how we move the pohakus around, clear out the streams? I think again, because I've said this before, it's really a sign of disrespect when they don't even include the community. And then we're busy reacting to something that we could have been a part of and just at least give us some awareness, right? It's a little tiring. And so how lovely, right? The legislators told you it was done. It was a job that was done. How about someone tell us before the job is even starting? How about they get the correct permits like all the rest of us are told to do? Why is it that the community members respond to the rules, the regulations, and the laws, but then everybody else can come into our community in the name of a shelter, which is like the 5th or 6th shelter in Wai'anae, and I believe we do need shelters, but how about we work as a neighborhood and as a community? Have the respect to address us before you create all this havoc that we have to deal with, we live with. I just wanted to put that out for the, thank you.
Thank you. Come to the microphone, state your name.
Aloha, Chair. Aloha, board members. My name is Jermaine Myers. I'm giving you an update regarding what I came last month. I shared with you on July 7th that we were having a Transportation Housing Committee meeting on July 9th to address the Lualole mitigation plan. So as you all know, to exit Wai'anae or to enter Wai'anae, if Farrington Highway was cut off between Nanakuli McDonald's and Wai'anae Camp, the only way you can get around it is going through Pa'akia. So we want to protect Pa'akia from flooding. So we have post Kona Low feedback, right? There was flooding there.
and amongst the farmers, etc. So we want to protect that road is always accessible to go to Kole Kole Pass or to go to Pa'akea, Lulule, Naval, to come down by Nanakuli McDonald. So this coming Thursday, in 2 days, on August 6th, Rep. Keela, I reached out to him on July 8th and asked him, since he had publicized that he's working with the state DOT to do some improvement, CIP, on Pa'akea, I asked him to come and report it out to our committee, including state officials, so Senator DeCourt and Rep. Muraoka, to come to Thursday's meeting to be able to report out what CIP projects they're going to do. So I want to make it clear, I have a 99-year lease. I'm Native Hawaiian. I'm going to live there till I die in Nanakuli. Some of you have, even though you have fee simple, you have made a commitment that you're going to spend your senior years in Wai'anae Coast. Some have 99-year lease at Wai'anae Valley. Now, when there's an emergency and we need to evacuate or just to come home to our families, or to go to work outside of the Wai'anae Coast, we need to have the Mauka evacuation route available to us, which is Pa'akea. For 20 years, there have been reports and there's been convening of community members, and I've seen you in pictures as well. We cannot keep talking about the problem. Every time there's a konolo, there's a storm, whatever, we know that road floods. What we're talking about is mitigation. The government spending money, the Navy spending money, but it's also state, federal, etc., to make sure that that road is always accessible. So when there's illegal dumping on Pa'akea, they block the drainage. When there's not the streams, etc., etc. So I don't want to go into detail, but I just want to share that we are making a commitment from Nanakuli Neighborhood Board, myself specifically, and community members that come to the committee meeting, that we want to make sure that the CIP projects that were identified in the 20-year-old plan and the 2017, 2026, 2001, and then also in 2017, the final mitigation plan. Those capital improvement projects to help mitigate flooding, we want them to get done. We want them to get done. So that's all we're trying to do. We're trying to hold accountability to government, because the elected officials, when they're representative and they get changed every 2 years, the next person come in, they don't know the problem.
Yep.
So we know the problem. So we, as these two boards, Nanakuli and Wai'anae, we need to hold the elected officials, and we need to work with them to say, let's support the funding from the federal, support the funding from the city, support the funding from the state, but also supporting a shorter timeline to get it done. So that's my kuleana that I wanted to share with you. Mahalo.
Thank you, Jermaine. Come to the mic.
Hello, mai kākua pau. My name is Poki Imagalianes. I'm a lineal descendant Wai'anae Moku. I'm a hunter-gatherer, an educator and practitioner of Wai'anae Moku. Again, wanted to continue to raise the awareness since the last meeting regarding the wild dogs in Makaha needing to be under control. After speaking to some of the residents and the other hunter-gatherers in the community, we all kind of agreed, with or without state assistance, intervention, dokea, kako'o, we're gonna do what we feel we need to do for handle the situation, because it's see, as advantages as a hunter-gatherer, we have probably the best opportunity to observe Aina and the changes of Aina since the Konalo and other things, events that happened that changed the environment in our community. But since the Konalo, all these brush fires, we see the population growing in the wild dogs. So right now we're just kind of putting it out there, or the animal rights activists, do what you got to do as soon as you can, as soon as humanly possible, because we're about to take matters into our own hands and deal with it. Because right now we get two situations going on right now. Hunters gatherers having a hard time gathering because of the dogs chasing the game too high up and putting ourselves at risk. Okay, so that's one thing. Second thing is chasing a goat so up high. Now we get with fire concern. We get fire fuel growing at the base of Makaha. For C1 fire, and this is the same thing that had happened in 2014. That's why we had to beef with DLNR Forestry for tell them they need to develop a game management plan for the goats in Wai'anae Kai. Because what they did the aerial shoot, they took out all the goats from the backside of Wai'anae Valley, and the worst case scenario happened. And that biggest brush fire had jumped into the forest line. And that's what's gonna happen. As on Hunter, that's what I'm predicting. The next brush fire gonna be the worst brush fire that ever happened to Makaha. If we don't get those dogs out of there and put them under control and bring the goats, that's our fire break. That's our natural fire break. So we need to maintain some of those ungulates for maintain that fire break. That's our natural fire break and a sustenance for the families out here. Okay. So again, just raising our awareness that whoever got to step up the game at the state level, the leadership, do whatever they got to do, because we're going to do it our way. We're not waiting for nobody. We get hungry Hawaiians over there, got to eat.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Step to the mic, state your name.
Thomas Matias, back to the dogs again. Yeah, I go to Pokai Bay, and there's like every homeless get one dog over there. There's dogs just running around. You get about 20 of them just running around. There's a few aggressive dogs. There's dogs that giving birth over there. And then the next week, I don't see all the puppies anymore. And yeah, the dogs is a big problem. That's all I get.
Thank you. Come to the mic.
Thank you. I'm kind of shy a little bit, but I'm Austin Salcedo. Earlier, when we had our first responders ask questions about protocols of if an injured first responder firefighter is injured in their vehicles, what will be the safety protocols that's going to occur? And he had stated, for one thing, they will inform law enforcement. One. Secondly, they'll call OSHA for a safety review and analysis and come up with an assessment or some type of critique of what was the cause and injured a first responder in all the case. Reason for it, I'm saying it. I'm bringing awareness, my own personal view of my own family. A federal firefighter was injured, severe injured, spinal injury. It was my son, my eldest son. He can no longer be a first responder no more. 20 years because of carelessness. And there was a disparity, a big significant change of how the city and how his own fire department handled things. There was no reports made in this fire department. How sad it is. But go on YouTube, injured firefighter, Austin Salcedo. It'll be self-explanatory. And on the bottom corner, you'll see a GoFundMe QR code there. We have created a GoFundMe page because of the enormous expense of legal matters regarding this thing. It's a battle. We wondered why no reports was made of the injury that had happened to my son as a federal firefighter. It ended his career. So it became personal. That's why I asked the city Honolulu Fire Department, what is their protocols? I strongly encourage that type of protocols versus what my son was up against. Okay? So go on YouTube, injured firefighter, and you'll see the story, self-explanatory, and you see a QR code for the donations. And we had raised donations for the legal battle that we're up against. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else up? Okay, we're going online. Johnny May, go ahead, Johnny May.
Thank you, Chair. So the first two is about environmental the US war, the concern is all the toxin that's going in the ocean. Although it's far away, but currents travel. That's the first concern. Next is the Makakilo Neighborhood Board July 22nd meeting. I viewed the video. They introduced a resolution opposing JERA, JERA, the proposal, resolution number 2026-31. I watched that video because of the presentation from JERA. It's a boat that's going to be stationed for decades at Barbers Point. LNG is not a good thing. They BS about lowering the costs. If you are concerned about environmental issue, that should trigger a big concern. That's BS about lowering our utility bills. The next one is illegal dumping at the end of Piliuka Street. And the last one is a board survey. After a meeting, there is a board survey. I'm not sure if the chair have to sign up for that, but I have been at neighborhood board meetings that at the end of the meeting, there is a board survey. I'm hoping to have one for this board. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Nobody else online. Go ahead. Come to the mic.
Michael Eli. You know what? I like put this on top on planning and permitting. Well, nobody, when they send a permit in for drill for any water up at, anywhere up Wai'anae Valley on the left side of Wai'anae Valley from the junkyard and on. I like no, because once they start drilling, Pulaula not gonna have water because they're gonna drill over here low, something gonna happen on the top. You know what I mean? So you know why I just was talking to the geothermal guys. So there's gonna be coming Haliai in the back over there, if you guys know that. But yeah, there's gonna be geothermal up there in the homestead lots in the back, down in Haliai Road in the back. So I didn't go to that meeting, and I told them the same thing. If you affect above there, so somebody gotta be hold accountable for it. So if Punana Ula start losing water and somebody else drill, they're gonna be held accountable for them. Whoever giving the permit, before they give the permit, come to this board. Cause that guy lucky he got his permit. What is his name? The one up there? Yeah. He lucky he got his permit. Yeah, they're in drill long time ago. I brought him to this board like maybe 2 years ago. He in drill. Drill, baby, drill. He did that. And watch him, he can bottle water. Guarantee.
Thank you, Mikey. Anybody else in the room? Come to the mic. Nope. We're gonna move forward. Johnny May, NCO, he's asking to clarify the dumping. Is it end of
Piliuka Place. Piliuka Place at the end. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're moving on to elected officials. Mayor Rick Blangiardi's representative, Donna Puna. Don, are you on?
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Go ahead.
Hi. So the first one is KL Park Gate was vandalized and damaged 4th of July fireworks. When are repairs expected? DPR says a work order has been submitted to repair the vandalized gate at KL Beach Park, and the welding crew aims to have it fixed by July 24th. While the gate is being repaired, staff are also working with the police to schedule a time to block off other illegal vehicle openings in the area. The next one is dry brush concerns. Someone was concerned with dry brush in the community. The location was only identified as the area in HPD log 1543. Can HPD provide NCO with a specific address or TMK? HPT Lieutenant David Corolla contacted the NCO for more information regarding the dry brush because log 1543 is not a log familiar with HPD, so location cannot be determined at this time. If the constituent can clarify where the information was obtained, we may be able to assist in determining the location. Feral dogs, does the city have anyone they can hire to deal with the feral dog population? The Hawaiian Humane Society should be contacted for non-aggressive dogs. HHS emergency line is 808-356-2250, or their general information line is 808-356-2200. If the dogs are a safety hazard, contact HPD using 911. There's a question about Ahmad drilling wells without permits. Can DPP check if the work is permitted and provide information on the project? If it is legal, take action to stop if illegal. DPP Civil Engineering Branch Inspector conducted a site investigation on July 20th, which revealed no grading or drilling activity. The property owner's agent, Ahmad Ramadan, provided documentation of a possible permit for well construction and pump installation from state DLNR. DPP does not regulate well construction and pump installation, and as such, no grading violations were observed. That's all I have, but I can take any questions back.
Okay, in person, come to the mic.
Hello, Don. This is Austin Salcedo. Thank you for the response regarding KL, the undeveloped portion of the park, the gate, the cattle gate that was damaged for the fourth time. I seen it was put back up, but apparently the knuckleheads, the public, somebody had moved the pilings, concrete pilings that was set on the along the parallel with Farrington Highway, because there's nothing supposed to be driving through there. So they had moved the concrete piling again numerous times. So it continues the chaos that's happening. And HPD, we had spoke about HPD about the feral dogs up in Makaha and KLs in that area. HPD doesn't have the resources, but Humane Society, I will get the number that you have put out, but they don't respond to our area out there. There's an abundance that's now it's feral. It now they're having puppies up in the mountains, especially on Kili Drive. So other teachers of the art of archery and all that, he was just earlier on here. And he's having problems with that location as well, too, of stray dogs. So I think we're going to have to bring it up to our city councilwoman and our state, because I know the state legislature came up with dangerous dogs. And these dogs have no owners. They are feral. So I guess we'll bring it up to our councilwoman and our state legislatures to come up with a divisive way to eradicate these wild animals, because we're trying to keep our livestock and it's being attacked. Recently, on the other side of the island, my farmer friend in Kahalu, his goats got attacked and he lost about 200 ducks. They never eat them. They just killed it. So that's the type of things that's been going on. But again, KL Beach Park, undeveloped portion, chaos is still happening out there. But thank you, Don. Appreciate your assistance on this matter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Don. Pikachu, Shelby Booner. How are you this evening? Thank you for sticking with us. My concern is I tried to testify in the Honolulu City Council, actually all 4 county councils, but the county council agenda is not available. Normally, it's always tomorrow because you guys are the first neighborhood board. Then I got to do what you guys tomorrow. But also all the county councils. Kauai's not available, Maui's not available, and I testified for Hawaii County Council. When will the Honolulu City Council agenda be available for the rest of the public to actually testify in advance? Because, you know, we had a lot of drama. The last city council, our own council member tried to pull a public decorum rule on me to make me remove my glasses live, character assassinate me publicly. And this is certified my glasses by the Campaign Spending Commission, the same thing Sylvia Luke's going through. So I would like this to be addressed because Tommy Waters is going through some retribution because of the budget bill and his elections. So I would like to know, when is the next agenda going to be available? And with the last minute left, could you please address Uncle Glenn Keela and our brother here who's by the river and had all the rocks and boulders moved through? I'm not a DOT guy, I'm not a construction guy, but can you have Rick look into this so we can remove it, make a proper lining, and make the water flow? Because obviously if it's flooding, it's instant lawsuits in my book. Thank you very much, Don. Appreciate you. Aloha.
Thank you.
Anybody else in person?
Hey, Don, always good to see you. So Don, my question was, oh, sorry, Board Member Kauko Huahilani no Pueo Mayau. So my question, Don, is, getting your license and your IDs. So my son's like, it takes so long. I don't know why it's taking so long when back in the day we could just come Wai'anae and go do, but now I don't know if is there a lack of employees or what the case, but yeah, if you can answer me on those questions, like it's really they put when you do that, you put people's lives, on hold because they gotta wait while they need these documents. So can you please help me out with that, please? Thank you, Don.
Thank you.
Talking to the mayor. Thomas. Go ahead, sorry.
No.
Don, you taking that? No.
Yeah, she's taking. Yep, state your name, sir.
Thomas Matias, I just like talk about all the big scraps going on in Chinatown since every weekend get one new video on social media of big scraps going on in Chinatown, all the black people, white people, everybody, local, everybody scrapping. Maybe I think they should try get more onto the bars because maybe they serving everybody too much drinks and they're not really, they just care about money, you know what I mean?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Nani, go ahead. State your name.
Aloha Don, Nani Peterson, board member. So a couple questions, and I think so a couple of these questions are going to be referred also to the rest of the leadership that's going to be speaking as well. First and foremost, in regards to HPD policies, when was the last time these policies have been reviewed and updated? I'd like to know who conducted the most recent legal and constitutional review of the policies. And I'd also like to know, how does HPD ensure this policy protects First Amendment rights, including political speech and expression? And then my final question to everybody, I guess. Do you feel it's right that policies and procedures are being followed by an ex-criminal? I'm sorry, an ex-convicted criminal.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else in person? Nope, online. Nope, I see nobody online and in person.
I'm sorry, Chair, I'm sorry. Johnny May.
Okay, go
Thank
ahead,
you.
Johnny May. You be
Johnny
the
May
last one.
Perry. Okay, thank you, Don. Don, I did use the reservation line to renew my license. Very simple, less than 15 minutes at Wai'anae. Secondly, I noticed in the local newspaper, Skyline has more advertisement as far as commuting time. I think that's a good thing, although I don't like Skyline. But for commuters, is to inform the commuters, so that's a great thing. And lastly, I've sent you an email about 85157 Wai'anae Valley Road in the past. The the fire department will look into the accumulated trash. HPD cannot do nothing because they don't know the owners. So if you could contact the owner, it's getting worse than my last email to you, Don. Thank you very much.
Johnny May, is it 85157?
Correct. Wai'anae Valley Road
Okay, thank
and
you.
Mill Street. Thank you.
Chair, one more, if I can.
Okay, make it fast because this is gonna be the last one. We gotta
Okay.
move on.
Mahalo Chair, Nani Peterson, board member. I'm not sure if I'm to ask this of you, Don, or to state, just again, gonna ask everybody. So I took a trip to Mahalo, Mokokeave recently using an ID, a temporary ID, because unfortunately I lost my fake state ID, so I had to use a temporary one. And so when I went to Honolulu airport, I was able to get through. They accepted that ID as I walked through. And when I returned from Mokokeave, I was dealt with TSA there, and I was not able to walk through with that temporary ID. I was also informed that now I need to pay in order to go home. And so the consistency in, again, policies and procedures needs to be looked at, needs to be followed through. And I understand this whole clear ID thing. My question is, if I can use this ID, temporary ID, even in a bank and anywhere else, I'm sorry? Yes, and it was issued to me by city and county, this temporary ID. If I can use that in the bank and it's valid there, what makes it invalid at the airport? And how does that get changed?
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna move on to Councilmember Tupolo's office.
Aloha, Chair. Thank you so much for coming to the Blessing of the Bathroom. I really appreciate you being at all the events and making time to come to everything. I wanted to just answer some of the questions and then I'll share a brief report. So Johnny May, thank you for bringing up the JERA LNG issue. If you guys haven't seen on the news, they are having an open house tomorrow from 4 to 8 at the Blaisdell. So I had met with them. I still have a lot to learn. Obviously, Kapolei Neighborhood Board did take a stance on it. Many of the companies in Hawaii are starting to take stances, but you can go to the Blaisdell 4 to 8 and they're having an open house to answer questions. There's no presentation. It's just like walking around and learning. Secondarily, the agenda for this full city council is always the Thursday before the meeting. So our next full city council meeting is September 9th. So the actual agenda comes out on the 3rd. So September 3rd, the Thursday before, and then we meet on the 9th. I also know that there was a few questions about dogs. So we do have one piece of legislation moving. It's on second reading in the city council. It's Bill 16 relating to the regulation of dogs. So we have talked about some of it, but basically the summary of this bill, it provides that it is unlawful for an owner of a dog to allow the dog to become or fail to reasonably prevent the dog from becoming a stray. So it's mandating the CSD director or the head of the agency to require the animal control contractor to enforce these provisions. Sure, if you do want to jump in on that conversation, it is going to be up the last week of August for committee discussion. And then if it goes well, then it'll come up for a final reading on September 9th. So as far as my portion, oh, sorry, one more thing. I did want to address the TSA issue is a federal issue. So I'm not sure if we have that, but also I did refer your concerns, Lenny, to Councilmember Toba. So anything about HPD and any of their policies or updates, he is our public safety chair. So he is the one that kind of works and has hearings about any public safety issues. So I would encourage you to continue to work with his office. So for my initiatives, I do believe that Kika and Steph are there. So I wanted to make sure you guys saw that Steph is my new staff member that will be working with Kika. They brought 2 reports for you. They are the cohort 7 and cohort 8 reports from R3. R3 is going to be starting this coming week at Paradise Chapel. So Monday, Wednesday, 5 to 6. And also there are flyers out there for you. Today we had our very first Ending Landfills Task Force meeting. It was introductory of who the members of the task force are. There's many meetings to come. There is going to be a website on our website. So if you go to honolulucitycouncil.com, you will see all the agenda items on that website. We are building it out before our next meeting. So I will be continuously keeping the board updated. There will be one public forum in February of next year where we'll be showcasing many of the companies that are going to be introducing different technologies that could help us to decrease our dependency on the landfill. So I'll make sure you guys know about that. And I'm open for questions, but Chair, I'll just take the questions back. I know you're short on time, so I won't answer any. I'll just have my staff write it down and then we'll come back with answers.
Thank you, appreciate that. Come to the microphone. Form a line so we can get through this faster. Go ahead, Jermaine.
Thank you, Chair. Jermaine Myers. Aloha, Councilwoman. Thank you for attending tonight. I'm inviting you to come to this Thursday to Nanakuli Library. The meeting will start at 5:30, end at 7. It's our Transportation and Housing Zoning Committee meeting. It'll end at 7 because at 7:30 I have Education Committee. So we're going to be talking about the Lu'ulule mitigation plan. Rep. Keela had put out information on social media last month that he is taking steps with some CIP projects. So we want, as a committee and community members, learn about it. And then also we would like to get feedback from our legislators and our city councilwomen. So I'm inviting you, Senator DeCourt, Rep. Moroka, and then of course Rep. Keela will be sharing with us what he plans to do with regards to CIP projects. My only other thing that I am asking you is, I received an email from Councilwoman Esther Kia Aina, and she announced about an August 17 land conservation workshop in Windward Side. It's in the middle of the day from 10 to 12:30 at Windward Community College. And it's gathering partners. And this is what it said. It said that the city and county of Honolulu, come and learn more about how nonprofit organization and communities can work with the city and county of Honolulu, the State Legacy Land Conservation Program, and federal partners at the U.S. Department of Interior and War to acquire lands for conservation or agriculture purposes. Acquire lands for conservation or agriculture purposes. So I'm curious, what does that mean? Is the nonprofits going to take ownership of some lands? Are going to be giving mana'o on how they can acquire lands for conservation and agriculture purposes? And what are those purposes that are approved when they acquire these lands? And so would you be able to hold a workshop for us on the leeward side, West Oahu, specifically along the Wai'anae coast, for our community members and to learn about how nonprofits can do what will happen at this workshop? Because I'm not able to go to the Windward Side. Mahalo.
Thank you. Mahalo.
Okay, next up, can you guys form a line? Because we got to keep moving. We 26 minutes left.
So, Thomas Matias, I just like bring up again the homeless people at Pokaibe in the bathrooms, smoking dope. You know, the kids that use the bathroom. And that's what they're doing, but I saw the clouds. What can we do to you know what I mean, make our bathroom safer for our children to walk in there and not be see people doing drugs? That's it. Thank you.
Mahalo.
Aloha, City Councilwoman. This is Austin Salcedo. I inform your staff over here about the Bill 16. Going to need participation from DLNR DUFA and also the City Corporate Council officer from them as well. So have them participate in this meeting for Bill 16, because I got them in black and white pointing finger at each other. Okay, appreciate that.
Mahalo.
Thank you. Anyone else in person? Go ahead, grab the mic.
Dana Newman, neighborhood board member, council member. Can you just find out information in regards to if the city is contracted by the federal government to receive the documentation to allow for the Gold Star seal on your IDs, how come these Gold Star IDs in its paper form, which is issued by the city, is not working in these airports? Number two, which pertains to that, is these lands are ceded lands. Most of the airports are on ceded lands. So beneficiaries have to access IDs at some point because we have to verify our existence in our own homeland. And so we're highly impacted by these kinds of negative impacts when you're trying to travel across lines to go from one island to another. So I'll bring it up to the state also. But yeah, we just need to understand how come it's not working properly.
Mahalo.
Okay, anyone else? Go ahead, Joe.
Council member, this is Joe Jordan, board member. Is this finally the report that I asked for last November regarding the Uliava sweep?
Yes, cohort 7 is that one. Cohort 8 is the one that just ended in May.
So if I look at on here, cohort
7 is the one that you
7
requested was from Ulehava.
from
Yeah.
Uliavas. Okay, thank you.
But it was 2 areas, so Kapolei and Ulehava is in that.
So
Thank
this
you.
is combined?
Yes. It's always
Could we
just
please get
both
it
of.
Could we get it
It's
separated?
aggregated. So if you look in the report, there's the Kapolei numbers in one paragraph and the Nanakuli numbers in another paragraph.
Okay, we have one online. Johnny May, go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Okay, Council Member, let's see. I know the city wants to give the HHL lands, but can you give us the kind of lands that doesn't need, that doesn't have a landslide or have any legal attachment to it? Give us the kind of land that's ready, turnkey ready. Next is the historical housing house, okay? So there was something I read that that property is supposed to have paid $57,000 in real estate property tax, but they're only required to pay $300. I think Esther Kiaina is going to look into that. What's the problem with that? Also, I was able to watch your Village of Kapolei meeting last night, and there was a mention about removing abandoned cars. When is that going to take place in Wai'anae Valley Homestead? And lastly, I am tired of zigzagging my life for people who do not follow the law. Like, for example, who went cut down all the trees on Farrington Highway across the fire department because people loitering around there. So you cut the branches which provide oxygen. Then I'm required to just have limited time at a fast food. And people asking for money as we walk in. And Burger King took away the self-service of sodas. All this kind of accommodation that I have to zigzag because of other people who do not follow the law, and because you and many others cater to the homeless. And these businesses had to pivot because of that. And that's a fact. It's not a lie, it's a fact. Thank you.
Mahalo.
Okay, we have no one else in person or online. We're gonna move on to Governor's Rep Diamond. Diamond on? Okay, not on. We're gonna skip down to Congresswoman Jill Takuda. Go ahead.
Good evening, Chair. Good evening, Board. I've shared some information there in the chat. I know the time is short, so I think the one thing I do want to just share, I guess online today, is that the Military Service Academy nominations are open for students who are interested in applying. We have contacted all the schools in our district their admin are aware of this. The applications are open, and you can find more information about that, how to apply, what are the conditions. I have it highlighted there in the chat, and I can also share it again with the board just for, for verification. I have also my contact information there. If you have any questions or concerns that we can look into, I think the two of the board members mentioned about the temporary ID that they were stopped at the airport by TSA or Department of Homeland Security. That is a federal policy, unfortunately. And I will look into why that is something between federal and state or city and county, I guess, as far as how those regulations are put out there into our communities, but enforced, unfortunately, by the federal agents. And, at this point, we don't have any control as far as changing that, but it is something that we can bring up. And I'll bring up to Representative Takuda and get more answers. And I can actually find that policy for you. Unfortunately, it is interesting that you can pay $45 and magically be able to go through, which is something that, is questionable, but that is a policy enforced by the Department of Homeland Security. I'm sorry about that. But if there are any other questions other than what I put in the chat there, I am open to questions and I can bring any responses that I can get back for next month's meeting. And there's my contact information, email, and our district office where I am at. And you're welcome to call, ask any questions, or speak with me specifically if you'd like. Thank you for your time.
Go ahead.
Hello, Mike Kako, Pikachu, Shelby Mayor. Can you please address to Jill Takuda? Great job on the news. I saw the interview. My family watched it. They never watched the news. They're not political at all. But we have to address the Merger Jones Act. How do we save the savings for our people? I know Ed Case is saying stuff, but with Jill, she's from the West, she supports the West Side too, because we're dealing with Amazon who wants to do this stuff. I'm not sure if Jill's aware, what are the benefits we're going to get from Jeff Bezos, the trillionaire company? And also JERA, it's been in the news. They're trying to do this LNG, convert the energy from us. We're not going to have a boat for 10 to 20 years to sell our own energy back and gas. Gas blows up. It doesn't make any sense. So I'll just keep it short and sweet. Can you have Jill address these on the congressional level? Thank you very much.
Okay, go ahead.
Chair.
Sorry, real quick. Samantha Decoy, question for Congresswoman. She did a site visit with Pa'akea Road resident shortly after the Kona lows. So me, a few of the residents, we walked through Pa'akea Road. She did say that she was going to go back and advocate for funding for the drainage system over there. So can you ask her to follow up on where she's at with getting that funding? Because we all know that when it pools out, when there's a pool of water, it all floods out. So DOT just blocked that pipeline that was coming out, that the water was going into the houses. So Representative Tokuda did say that she was going to advocate for funding for the drainage. So the residents haven't heard back from her since. Can she get back to either you, Chair, or the residents to let us know where she's at with that funding, because it is federal and we really need to expedite that. So thank you.
Okay,
What do you,
we
Senator?
got one online. Johnny May, go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Sammy, I'm concerned about the longevity of Medicare. We need to stop the war. The White House needs to stop spending foolishly and suing everybody, even the American citizens. And we need to have solar credits. LNG is just a bunch of lies. It's just for political benefits. It's pay to play. That's all it is. Again, lying to the taxpayers, just like the rail. Lies, lies, lies. Stop it. Thank you.
Go ahead.
I just had a question for the rep for Jill Takuda. I never hear her name stating her name. And I kind of read.
I'm
all of it,
Tolua. I'm sorry. I'm Tolua. I apologize for that.
Mahalo.
Okay, okay. No one else for Tokudo's office. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next
Thank you.
up is Senator DeCourt.
Aloha, State Senate, Samantha D. Court. I'm going to breeze through as quickly as I can, try to answer some questions, but I really want to get to an update because the governor had signed a bunch of bills, and I'm going to really, like, for the sake of time, cherry pick the ones that I think are super important. First things first is, sorry, HB 2309, Hawaiian Homes Land Succession. This opens up the successorship to be able to pass it down to siblings, nieces, nephews, those kinds of things. So it did pass the ledge. The governor did sign it into law. This still needs congressional support. So I will be doing my part in sending it up to the Department of Interior, or it can go through a congressional vote. So that's still a whole thing. The Mauna Kea Stewardship Authority, they did ask for an extension because they're still getting their plan in order. So they did get approved for another 2 years. The transition date is now 2029. But I did want to keep the board up is in order for the stewardship authority to actually take Kuleana over it, they do have to generate revenue. So a part of some of that plan was potentially doing some kind of fees or whatever it is. I'm not really exactly sure because they did not submit their plan to us yet. But just giving everybody a heads up, a part of that is being able to sustain themselves. But they did get an extension, and I don't know if they're going to get any more extensions. So we just really need to hurry it up with the Mauna Kea Stewardship Authority. Also, SB 903, that's the Public Land Trust and OHA support. The ledge did give a one-time installment of $55 million to the Office of Hawaiian Affairs for Native Hawaiian programs, education, health, economic development, so on and so forth. So I have every intention, I made this clear to the trustees, the day that we passed the bill is how much of that money is coming to Wai'anae? What are you guys doing for Wai'anae? We again hold the largest Native Hawaiian homestead population in the world. So they just have to step it up when it comes to helping Native Hawaiians. This one is a really good bill. It actually allows the youth to get their ID card without parental consent. Now, the reason that that's helpful is because a lot of our youth don't have parental support. A lot of their parents are not in their lives. So, in order for them to, go get approval to go through field trips and so on and so forth, they need that. That's not effective till 2027. Papahana Kaiona, just to let you know, they officially have left Kalani Ho'okaha Learning Center, and they now are at Kahumana Farms. So they started school today, and I just want to give a shout out to Avery Mauna Kea. She's been super helpful with, just patient with the process. That is temporary. Currently, we should be closing on Papahana Kaiona's permanent lot, which is up St. John's Road, the old Kaiser building, the end of this month, August, and then we have to do soil remediation and demo. So we're just going to leave a little bit time on that. Just so you know, Board Member Kauko'ohu, burnouts are a violation and it is finable. And so if you see it, call the cops. It is something that they can cite them, and it increases if it turns into speeding. The landfill, just so you know, the mayor had recently come out saying that he is going to start advocating with the ledge to open up Act 73. I have made my request to the mayor and to ENV to have a special exemption over Kapa'a Quarry Road, because what happens is if we repeal Act 73, that leaves a spot in Wai'anae vulnerable. And I don't trust these people for nothing. So it's important that we are intentional to advocate for special exemption, Kapa'a Quarry Road. But for sake of time, I'll just end it there and email you my rest of my updates and responses.
Anybody in person have a question? Nope. Online, Johnny May, go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. Senator, the status of I'm concerned about the lapse of the jetty, the CIP money that the the draining of Pokai Bay, the lapse of that funding that Senator Shimabuku advocated for. Also, I agree about amending Act 73. That's a bad thing. And lastly, can you investigate what makes the HHL different from Hawaii Housing Finance Development Corporation? They are both in housing. They are both state agency, but there's more people, including the legislature, introducing bills on behalf of HHFDC versus one person at the HHL. I feel that we are being discriminating in the process, and the governor needs to do executive order a crisis for the HHL people who's on the waiting list. There is something that this seems to be some, I don't know, injustice. I don't know, there's a better word, but it seems that HHFDC have more privileges, benefits versus the HHL. And I think that's an injustice to the system. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for bringing that up. I'm going to respond indirectly to your question because I do want to bring on the table that DHHL has been giving out a lot of lease awards. However, I do want to make mention that, again, 96792 has the largest Native Hawaiian homestead population in the world. And of all the land leases that are being issued, all the project leases that are being issued, the 96792 gets abandoned homes in Nanakuli. So I think we deserve better. I think we deserve more. I do want to make mention Voice of America is still wide open for development. And it was the 2020 beneficiary plan that allowed $35 million to Voice of America, which was supposed to build 180 lots here in 96792. So when I asked the department about that, they said they weren't going to pursue it because environmental study reasons, where I asked the chair to give me the study and there's still no study. So yeah. And then Johnny, I apologize. I will respond to the rest of your questions or all of your questions via email for sake of time.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you. Go ahead. We only get 7 minutes left.
Quick question in regards to like the Voice of America site back in the Linda administration, they wanted to open up that site, but the Navy had dumped a lot of chemicals or things into the, and so I think there is public record that suggests that the HHL might be right in not accepting the INA until it's clean. The 5 acres.
Okay, yeah, I would like a copy of that.
Yeah.
Report. If there is,
But I think if you go back to the proclamation that built Wai'anae at that time under the Lingo administration, it might be there. But the question I have is in regards to succession, you're stating that you would have to get congressional approval, but yet there's been all kinds of changes to the act itself, such as financing, such as other kinds of problematic kind of issues that have real strong negative impacts to getting Kanaka onto Aina, but yet we stick with those, but the state has the right to just pick and choose which laws we're going to enforce or not enforce. I just want clarity.
Yeah, well, even though it passed, we still do need to get congressional support. So on the state level, this is what we're screaming up to the national level, saying this is what we want, but it really is up to them on whether they're going to honor that or not. So yeah, I mean, it's one step closer. So I don't know.
Thank you, Senator,
Great,
for your
thank
time.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Rep. Morokan up next.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? I apologize for being late. I had a funeral to attend. Couple of updates. I know a hot topic was the Middle Park bathroom. It's despicable. Such a wonderful blessing. We opened it Friday 2 weeks ago. Saturday or Sunday, damaged. Vandalism and damage. Monday, they shut it down again because the damage to the toilet and the plumbing was so severe that it cannot be repaired. They don't know if they got to dig the ground, remove a pipe and or whatever, but just absolutely horrible. The Pacquiao Road, I know that's a hot topic, another hot topic. I know they finished the first cell, like Senator had mentioned, they blocked the road, but they also did install the first drainage cell. It's a new system. That's the first of more that will be coming. But the other thing, when it comes to Pacquiao Road, July 1st, the stream working group had their very first meeting in the House Speaker's office. And it was created after the Kona lows to study all of the streams, all of the blockages of around the whole island. So they will be looking at Pacquiao. As we all know, those of us who have lived out here for many years, Iniki and Eva, Pacquiao never flood like that. Because back then the streams and the sides of the roads were clear. The drainages were clear. There is a drain. If you go down to Ili, it comes behind the Waikea Hog Farm, crosses over Hakimo, goes down the stream. So if those ditches maintained properly, a lot of this flooding will be minimized. On July 10th of this month, we tried to do the first of its kind, my office working with some of the Spain, Suzuki Family Foundation. A lot of volunteers came out. We tried to do something instead of sweeping the beach. We tried to work with the people on the beach. We put the responsibility in their hands. We gave them, some of our board members were at the meeting. We put the responsibility on their hands. I will report that next week, Monday makes the official 1 month. And as of now, they still haven't complied. The sad reality is when I brought this to the city said 100% or zero. And there are a bunch of good people over there who really are trying. They work their butts off, they help, they clean, and they are. If you go over there, you can see the ones that are trying. There's a bunch of them that are trying. They're even watering they planted some palms and whatnot. So there's some that are trying, but there's more that's just don't give a don't give a, you know what, and they're going to ruin it for all. It's going to be unfortunate. Fire breaks, fire breaks over here on Kalawaha. I can only speak to fire breaks because that's all they were. When they were told to me, I know other people are afraid that they're being called the shelter. Officially, there hasn't been anything brought to my office yet about building, but there are fire breaks. I agree with the residents on the Kalawaha side of it, where it's a piss poor planning. It was a great intention, but piss poor planning on the state's behalf. The state has apologized and made it right. The stream is now done. The project is done. And the state did reach out to my office for phase 2, which they're currently doing behind Makaha Elementary and the Manuku Street residents, which we did make some improvements. We gave upfront planning. There's a 20-foot buffer zone behind the residents' property line that they're cutting only with weed whackers and chainsaws. Beyond that 20 foot, then they're cutting the fire break, and then they're leaving any trees 20 foot and taller. As you get to the Keeley Drive side of that, where the stream is over there, they are only cutting the stream banks and anything near the stream with hand tools, chainsaw, weed whackers, and the likes. What else? Fire break. Lot of people have been calling my office about this helicopter in Makaha Valley pulling out trees. I cannot confirm because no one has officially returned my email, but from the word I got talking to the plantation security, that's a private company removing a lot of the debris that was washed down in that stream from the Kona lows. Again, that's just hearsay from security. Nobody has confirmed that with my office. I know Johnny May, Pokai Bay Jetty. I want everybody to understand that the jetty monies were already encumbered, which means we will not lose them. There's other steps that have to be done before that money can be released. If any of you guys work with and or follow, it's a great organization, Kingdom Pathways. They're very active in that situation. I believe they have a seminar coming up. I think it might be this Friday. Don't hold me to that, but check out their website. They are very active on that project. There's a few more steps that have to be done before that monies can be released and that thing can go. And I think for now, that's it. I'll take any questions if we have time.
Okay, so we're at 9:30 and anybody has any questions, email or call Rep. Moroka's office. We're gonna defer board business and then even the minutes, we're gonna defer. And we're gonna adjourn the meeting.